Yo, need that extra kick to keep you lit all day? W Energy got you covered. This ain't your average energy drink. W brings that focus and energy with no crash, perfect for leveling up your grind. They're teaming up with the Real Rap Coalition to hook you up with a deal you can't miss. For September, use code Real Rap to get 20% off your W order. Don't sleep, order now.
They can talk like Macho Man Randy said. Oh yeah, Dubby.
That shit is disorienting, bro. I gotta watch that shit to make sure, like, watch it on YouTube to make sure that shit's not like distorted or nothing like that.
I think that's just how it sounds. Hey, Trey, man, unmute your mic, bro.
Yo.
Yeah.
So that nigga unmuted just to say yeah?
What's wrong with this?
I didn't know he thought it. I didn't know he knew he was muted.
I wasn't talking.
Oh yeah, Ocean's 11.
What's up, y'all? Real Rap Coalition Podcast. We back with another crash course. Oceans. I guess we just call it Oceans.
It's the Oceans franchise.
Yeah, Oceans franchise. Yeah, man. This was the result of the tournament where we figured out what we was going to watch, and this is what we landed on. This is going to be a short trip. It's only, what, four of these? 4 or 5?
Yeah, 4 of them.
4 of them? Are we doing the
Yeah, we should.
Ocean 8?
Yeah, we should.
I just got a feeling that shit gonna be ass. But yeah, man.
Part of the franchise.
Doesn't matter.
You wrote on one of them Aliens, the worst movie ever made, and they got on your ass in the comments about it. Them comments did not agree with nothing.
I don't care. That shit is ass. Y'all can love trash shit if y'all want to. That's your prerogative.
You thought it was trash too, Trey? Whichever one that was. I don't know which one that was.
I don't know which one it
Resurrection.
was.
That was Resurrection,
man.
right?
3 and 4 was fucking cheeks.
What number is Resurrection?
4.
Resurrection is 4.
Worst movie of all time?
Nah,
Not all time.
Killing.
I think that's what he-
Killing is crazy.
I think that's what you said on the Hunt Roots, worst movie ever or something.
I don't know about ever.
You said something like
I
that.
definitely-
They was pissed.
I just think of 3
I
movies
shit on that
this
movie.
podcast that are worse.
Yeah, they was pissed in them comments.
Yeah, they can get mad. They can get mad if they got Ripley.
I'm about to say, I can think of 3 movies that we've watched on this podcast worse than Alien 4. I ain't gonna hold you.
Facts. I know 2 of them.
Thanksgiving is one of them.
Thanksgiving is definitely one
The
of
Room,
them.
bro.
The Room is one of them. I got 40 in because The Big Lebowski is fucking terrible.
Strange thing about the Johnsons.
And I actually wasn't thinking that, but that's 5. So strange thing about Johnson makes 4. And
See no evil.
That would be
Goddamn.
what was that fucking movie that
We got some
that F
I don't even know if
man,
No
the
Evil
fucking
trash,
cartoon Vince Staples movie.
You talking about
Motherfuckers.
Motherfucker, yeah, that shit was cheeks.
Yeah.
So,
They got a higher rating than a lot of movies, man. Now that we
yeah,
talk about it.
that we was too early in the podcasting days. We
didn't have our rating system down.
Yeah, that shit was ass.
I think it's better than like at least 3 of them that we named.
I think
Maybe.
motherfuckers is better than The Room. Strange thing about the Johnsons.
Thanksgiving?
And Thanksgiving for sure. But motherfuckers is definitely worse than Alien Resurrection. I'm not gonna hold
Is
you.
it worse than the Big Lebowski?
They are very close. I actually, you know what? The Lil Wayne part is better than anything that happened in Big Lebowski. There is nothing redeemable. in
Big
that movie at all.
Lebowski is considered a classic.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's fucking cheap.
Brian,
It is though. It's a
I
very
get
well
it.
received movie.
No, I get it,
Cheap.
Trey. It's the
I'm
same way.
gonna use The Room and The Big Lebowski as a bet. Whoever I'm betting, if they lose, they got to watch one or both of those movies.
Some people like the Big Lebowski. Like,
Some
it's
people
50
do.
at least.
And depending on what your sense of humor is, I can understand why you would watch it. But like, I can't understand why you would watch it twice. You feel me? Like,
But Trey, you know what? Like kind of like what I was saying. I understand because when I went back and watched Dumb and Dumber,
yeah,
like in today's time, like it's not funny at all. but I understand why it was funny at the time.
Bro, it's a lot of movies like that. Like if you go back and watch comedy in general, like going back to watch shit that used to be funny, and like, God damn, it's not funny at all.
So
Like,
the
why
Big
fuck did I
Lebowski,
this
you
is
think it
funny?
came out in like the 80s, maybe?
Yeah.
It might have been funny back then.
Was it the 80s?
Either 80s or 90s. One of them two.
I think it was the 90s.
I think it was the. I don't know. It's one of them two.
I'll
The
tell you
80s,
right.
the 80s gotta look to certain
98.
98, yeah, 90s.
Well, yeah, because Dumb and Dumber was in the 90s too, and
Facts. I want to say that was 99. Yeah, shit.
94.
Comedy got really stupid like around that time. Like if it wasn't Adam Sandler or I think Will Ferrell, well, that was like real early Will Ferrell. Like
yeah, Will
like
Ferrell was
Jay and Silent Bob. Like
for real.
I mean, we just look at the cast of Dumb and Dumber. Like Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey is really two heavy hitters when you think of comedy. And Dumb and Dumber
Jim Carrey was running shit back then.
Bro, Jim Carrey was that nigga for like 20 years. And Jeff Daniels is not far behind. When you think about the shit he's in, like he's a bad motherfucker for real.
We just watched him in Looper a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Jeff Daniels actually is
and what year did Oceans come out? Like 2000, 2001, 2000.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Like,
Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber, he in the Newsroom. Newsroom was fire. He in Speed, I believe.
Fire.
I ain't gonna lie, early 2000s is really hit or miss because like you got shit like I was fucking with Charlie's Angels as a kid. I thought that shit was fire. Like these bitches running around kicking people and shit. That shit was fire as fuck to me. Motherfucking Mission Impossible was lit around that time. That's really where Tom Cruise got his like start or whatever the fuck. You got Jim Carrey with shit like Liar Liar. You got Adam Sandler with fucking Mr. Deeds and what's it, Billy Madison and shit. And then you got Dumb and Dumber. That's a huge fall off in comparison to everything else I just named.
Dumb and Dumber was not. It wasn't 2000s.
Yeah, but was it?
No,
oh, it was late 90s. If not,
Dumb and Dumber was
94.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Damn, I did not know that.
Yeah, I think he had like Dumb and Dumber. He had The Mask. It was like a few of them, like all around that same time. Like he was on a run for real.
The Mask was lit. I fucked with The Mask when I was a kid.
He was on a run. I think Ace Ventura probably somewhere around there.
That's my shit. That's like some of my favorite Jim Carrey shit. Ace Ventura.
Jim Carrey was on. See, so in the early 2000s, he had the one we watched, Eternal Sunshine. We watched that one. That was early 2000s. Jim Carrey. That shit was good.
I actually need to go back and watch that movie because I wasn't on that show.
Truman Show probably too. I don't know what year that came out.
Truman Show is fire.
Truman Show was in 98. Like this nigga was really, he was wilding. He was wilding.
Yeah, just again, I understand why niggas was laughing at Dumb and Dumber. I'm not putting that shit on at all. Like even if I'm trying to, like if I'm trying to take my kids down the journey of comedy, like I'm gonna mention it, but I'm not pressing play on that.
Yeah, not today. Like, but there's still people like KTL. KTL, he's like niggas in here talking about some damn Jim Carrey. Pools, man, you know Jim Carrey, he was really like that in the 90s. He was running things, but you know, some of that shit just don't age well.
Facts. And there's nothing wrong with that. If it don't age well, it don't age well.
Some of it do age well. Some of it do age well, but some of it don't. So
yeah,
we was talking about the Big Lebowski, Pools.
That's
how we got there.
That nigga KTL stay going back to that shit too. It's like one of the greatest, one of my greatest picks. Big bet. No, it's not, nigga. Like
I don't know if KTL say that, but he said ass. I haven't been around in a while, so I don't know what KTL be saying.
I'll tell you what, he keep bringing up Dumb and Dumber as like a classic. He said he was mad that it got hold on the tourney. I'm like, bro, it didn't get hold. Like it just didn't get picked.
KTL mad about that whole tournament video. Like he don't like what we was up there doing, but he was asleep or something. Like while it was
going on. The nigga fell asleep 15 minutes before we start. That's not our problem. Like you should have been there to break the ties.
And I responded to dude like 5 minutes after he posted. He was already asleep.
Bro, had he been up there, wouldn't have been no need for a coin flip.
That nigga had his blankie when he was typing at her. Nigga went straight to sleep.
His blanket in his teddy, his
Yeah,
warm
yeah.
milk. You know he had some warm milk next to him.
Oh yeah. Pause, but yeah.
What? Are you pausing
Nah, it's a
warm milk,
nigga
bro?
named Milk. So Puos and them.
Oh, get
They
the
say
all
pause.
right, bro.
It's a nigga named Milk, bro.
Jesus Christ. So milk being warm is pause?
They did
Or is it the fact that it's next to him?
Roos.
Is
Come
it?
on,
Is
man.
it? Hold on, nah, because you got to figure this out. Is it because milk is warm, or is it because it's next to KTL while he got his blankie?
Both. You say nigga go to sleep fast as a newborn. Shout out KTL, man.
All right, well, I was trying to prolong this a little bit, seeing as this is Trey's like favorite shit, and he fucking left somehow.
Fuck Trey.
Damn, that's what's crazy. He said "fuck you" right before you pulled up. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, but I said it on stream. I said it on stream.
What happened?
Fuck Trey, nigga.
Nah, but so remember before we started, I was saying I don't think Slim was pulling up, and you said, "Man, fuck that nigga." Well, I just said. You said what?
I said that.
Yes. The fuck?
Said that.
What?
He said you said that, Trey. Nigga. It was him.
Wait, why? Yeah, why would I have said that?
Yo, Trey. Stop,
so it was you, Roots, all along.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I mean,
pull the wool over my eyes.
Okay, think about this real quick. You know what? If I would have said it, I'd say it again. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Trey. Like you would admit it.
I wholeheartedly don't recall saying that.
This is how niggas get put in the airlock for no fucking reason.
That's
right
fucking crazy. I'm trying to think because I do recall you saying I don't think Slim pulling up, but I don't believe my immediate response was "fuck that nigga."
I swear to God, it was literally. I don't know who. Why text? Why
then I couldn't have thought that because I went to the chat to go see if he was coming. Like, pause.
First it was Drake, bro. Before I made it bigger.
Pause.
Wait, who is what? What happened?
On your picture.
Oh, that's Jordan Lucas. That's his album cover.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't. I had to do my whole little picture shit over, and I didn't feel like searching. That was like at the top that I had screenshotted a song and send it to somebody. I didn't feel like going all the way down to look for what I usually use.
yeah. Well, I don't know why text was like the first thing he thought of. He saw.
No, Drake was, bro, because from far away, it's like look at that light skinned ass nigga Drake right there. And then when
good job not saying smaller as opposed to bigger. What you said earlier.
Bigger.
I don't think it matters.
That nigga said, I thought it was Drake until I made it bigger.
I mean, I think either one would have been bad.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought it was Drake until I made it bigger.
How do I get this picture off the screen?
This is why you need to stop fucking pressing buttons, nigga. Stop touching shit.
That would not get off the screen, bro.
All right, man. It's been like a whole week since I watched this shit.
Come on, bro. Trey, take the lead on this podcast.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right, man. So, first movie of the series is obviously the inaugural Ocean's 11. Basic quick plot about the movie. Danny Ocean is in prison, and he is released from prison on the indication of good behavior, and then he's given some sort of intervention, kind of saying like, he won't do it again, so on and so forth. Coincidentally, he went to jail for stealing. So he gets out of jail and he wants to link up with some of his old running mates because he has a plan in motion already in his mind. He wants to put it in motion, excuse me. So he links up with his ace. Him and his ace put together a crew, and the idea is that he and this crew will execute a very, very lucrative and highly dangerous casino robbery, right? Turns out that he wants to rob the casinos that he's targeting specifically because the guy who owns those casinos is dating Danny's ex-wife, and he is a little bitter about that. So he's trying to kill two birds in one stone, get some revenge, get his bitch back, and he puts his whole team in pretty much the line of fire to enact his own revenge. Ultimately, it comes down to cunning, execution, planning. Everybody is really intelligent. The guy that runs these casinos that he's trying to get his girl back from is no bullshit. He's 100% a big dog, so it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy heist whatsoever. But ultimately, it comes down to just who can execute a little bit better than the other team. So That's the
Fire.
basic plot of the movie. The cast is star-studded. When you look at the cast from
Facts.
then even to right now, you're gonna recognize a shit ton of names. You got Bernie Mac, you got Matt Damon, you got George Clooney, you have Julia Roberts, you have
Brad Pitt,
uh,
Don Cheadle.
Carl Rayner, Don Cheadle. It's a huge overload of stars and very diverse. When you look at the cast, everybody has different skills. Everybody brings a different element of whether it be comedic timing, whether it be seriousness, whether it be intimidation. There's so many different elements. I thought they did a great job of casting everybody and then having each person have their own area of expertise that was showcased at least twice per person as you go throughout the entirety of the heist. But that's the basic thought. So, I mean, like I said, we jump right into it. If anybody want to interject, or I can just keep going.
To go back, how long were they asking transitioning like convicts whether or not they was going to commit more crime when they got out for good behavior? Like, how long did they do that before they figured out this is a terrible way to judge whether or not we should let somebody out? Because this nigga went right to committing crime. And in the other shit that I seen, and then I forget what it is, but it's a movie with Morgan Freeman in it. And that nigga dead ass said, "I'm gonna do this shit again if I get a chance to."
Yeah,
Shawshank.
Yeah, Shawshank. What is it? Shawshank Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I would say to answer your question directly, I have no idea how long they were doing it, but whether or not it's a good idea, I mean, I think we all would agree any prisoner would say just about anything if he thought it was being released. But also the concept of releasing a criminal earlier than expected because he's displayed good behavior. I guess you can't
Also
really fake that. Like, you either have to be good or you don't. I mean, you could fake the intention of why you're being good, but there's nothing you can do in a prison to prevent a guy that wants to commit crimes from committing crimes again. Like, if he don't mind the risk, there's no intervention that can be had either inside or outside of prison. So I can't say whether or not it's a good or bad idea. It's literally just like, nigga, if you give me 5 years for something that I don't give a fuck about coming back to jail for, or if you let me out in 3 years, nigga, them 2 years wasn't gonna stop me, nigga. It's like, I think I mean, with anything in life,
now I can get back to crime earlier than I intended to.
Now, like, if I get stabbed up in prison, I'm like, hell, I ain't never doing nothing again. The last time I was in, I almost died. You know, like, that might be enough to stop me. But like, aside from that,
like this nigga was in there chilling.
Yeah, like if I feel like prison is survivable and the shit that I was doing or the money that I was making, like Buddy was trying to knock. Well, in this movie, they knocking over a casino vault for 150 million. If prison ain't as bad as 150 million is good, I'm gonna run my risk again. You feel me? Like, shit, I was in prison, but nigga, I went for 150 million. I'll try that again. So it's like, it ultimately
all it was he gave him time to perfect what he fucked up on the first time.
Hey man, and did he do it? So that shit was gas. Go ahead, Slim. I know I've been talking.
No, you good. I do want to make a comment on something I find interesting. The fact that this movie is a remake. Like, the original one came out in the 60s with like Frank Sinatra and Rat Pack niggas. But
Davis Jr.
Yeah, Sammy Davis Jr. and shit. I think a lot of remakes that come out, usually people don't like them. Right? People really talk down on remakes, and I think it's because a lot of people maybe are fans of the original, or they're fans of like we see it a lot with like novels that get turned into movies. Like, they're fans of the original the original like content or the source material or whatever, and so they usually just shit on the remake. But I think this one right here, people hold it in high regard. Like, this is like considered like one of the, I don't know, yeah, it's one of the best movies. Like,
when do you know when the very first one came out?
1960. I actually have some insight on that too. Not only is it a remake, it's a tribute. Frank Sinatra died in 98. And they began production on this movie in 99 as a way to pay homage.
Memory.
Yep.
Okay, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, it's almost okay. I get what you're saying. Maybe that's why they liked it. But yeah, it's almost a direct tribute to his legacy. He died in 98. They began production in like late 99, 2000. The movie came out in 2001. And even I'm not gonna tell too much, but even in Ocean's 13, they make a direct reference to them. So like there's a couple scenes in 13 where like their honor code amongst these, like there's no honor amongst thieves, that's a famous saying, but like there's an honor code amongst those guys, and it deals directly with their correlation to Frank Sinatra. So and they actually reference him by real name in the movie, and I thought that was pretty interesting, which is what led me to do that research in the first place. But yeah, this Ocean's franchise remake is a direct pay homage to Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, he mentioned that 80% of remakes are ass, so
yeah,
that might also have something to do with why people don't like them.
I mean, can we really speak? Because this is from the 60s to 2001. I don't know how many of the 80s got a remake to where it was in the early 2000s, but I know for sure whenever it comes to shit that like came out when we was kids that they remake as we're adults. My bad. 80%. But I say that to say I don't know how much that counts for the older shit that got remakes.
Yeah, because I think.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, another one that we watched, 12 Angry Men. I don't think they got a bad reception either. I think they call that one of the best movies ever too.
I mean, well, you got to think about just the time span, right? We're talking about 41 years. So think about the people who saw the original Ocean's 11 in 1960. A good portion of them probably couldn't give a shit less about the 2001 remake, right? That's like if they remake this movie again in 2041, like if they remake Ocean's 11 again in 2041, like, how old am I? I'm 31. That's 15 years from now, 17 years from now. I'll be fucking 40. I don't give a fuck, I'll be 50 years old. I don't care about a movie I saw when I was 10. Like, so it's like
now if you look at it from the perspective of somebody that grew up during that time, that might have been older watching it, they really not gonna give a fuck.
Exactly. Like if you was old enough to understand Ocean's 11 when it came out in 1960, so let's say you're 18 to 25, right, somewhere in that range. Nigga, when the 2001 one come out, you're 60.
You're too old to give a fuck.
65. I don't give a fuck about a movie that came out when I was 20. Like, who gives a fuck? So I think that's like it's just a completely different set of people reviewing it. I mean, so much so that I love this Ocean's 11. And I've never seen the 1961, so I don't even know how it compares as a remake, right? As far as I'm concerned, it's the original movie for me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, as a remake, I don't know if it's better, worse, on par, or anything. It's like,
hey, Trey,
and my generation of the movie.
The point that you're making, I'm gonna go to what Poole said in a minute, but the point that you're making, Trey, is definitely I think it makes sense because like if you look at like the original Willy Wonka movie, they just remade another one. The original one came out in the 70s.
Yeah,
right.
People that watched that movie in the 70s probably ain't watching the one in 2023 anyway.
That's a fact.
But Puos, I think it's more along what he's talking about, like the 40, 50 year type thing. Like Beetlejuice came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
or think about like this Fresh Prince remake, right? Like I grew up on Fresh Prince, and then they remade another one like 3 years ago. I'm not too far removed.
I've never
from that.
seen it.
I didn't watch it. I didn't want to see it because I have such fond opinions of the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I didn't want them to ruin it for me.
It was gonna be tainted for you, probably.
Yeah, and then it's like I've seen clips, and I'm like, yeah, this is a totally different show. I wish they would even.
The first Beetlejuice came out in 88.
88. Yeah. That's still not too far.
That's almost
88 to 2024, nigga.
Yeah, that's 36 years.
That's still not too far along for real.
I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
No, because
have there been
something like The Shining came out in the 80s. Like
no, there was a show that came on, like an animated show that came on in the 90s, and that's all we've seen of Beetlejuice since then.
Beetlejuice kind of.
I remember watching Beetlejuice when I was a kid.
But I guess it also depends on the initial responses to Beetlejuice. Is the original movie like highly rated, or is it just notable? Like, do we know it, or is it like
it's notable? I don't know about highly rated.
Yeah, like I never really checked the reviews on Beetlejuice.
And it's not a remake either. I don't think. I think it's a sequel. The one that just came out.
It is a sequel.
Because I'm like, if we're talking about gaps in between original movies and the latest installation, nigga, we just watched Alien Romulus, and the first Alien came out what 79?
Yeah, 70 something.
All right, so like we looking at shit, damn near what's that?
But if you talk about remakes, Pools, like the Haunted Mansion, now that came out when I was a kid. The new one is kind of regular, I guess. I don't know.
It's regular.
I remember the old one being
all right. Fire. It's regular. But like the old when I was a kid, like watching that first one, that shit was fire to me.
Right. If you talk about direct remakes versus sequels might be a little bit different.
Yeah, either way, I think it's a little late to be doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, we are kind of diving way into a totally different subject, which I think might be an interesting.
For the second time, we're 25 minutes in.
Yeah, all correlated.
No, I mean, it's not that it was like off subject, but like we are.
Slim said, "I stand on."
Said I just watched the remake last Thursday to a movie that came out in 2022. What remake was that? Like KTL and them saw the Crow remake. I think they ain't like it. I don't know if they liked it or not. I didn't watch their review.
The original Crow, I definitely want to say that came out in the 90s, probably like the late 90s.
That's when that nigga died.
Either way. What did y'all think about, if y'all want to break down like the cast of everybody in this?
I mean, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'll say the ones that stood out for me were Brad Pitt, Don Cheadle, and though we didn't see a lot of him, Bernie Mac definitely stood out just because he's fucking Bernie Mac.
Man, fucking what's his name? Who you said? Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, yeah.
He was good. His accent was ass.
Really? Was it? What was it, like a street London cat?
That shit was ass.
You ain't fuck with that shit?
I mean, it didn't bother me, but I'm just saying, like, as an accent, that shit was ass.
I'm gonna actually agree with Slim. Like, as an accent, it's almost like a parody accent. Like, it's almost comical. Like be nice to work with proper villains again. Like, but shut the fuck up.
And then I guess me knowing that it's Don Cheadle too, I was like, bro, that's terrible.
It's like, they just nosed up the mainframe couplet, nosed it right on up. Like, what? Shut the fuck up.
Horny. I think it said rubble.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I didn't watch this movie again recently. I'm like, it's crazy. I remember his fucking lines. I've seen this movie so many fucking times. But
speaking of Don Cheadle,
the problem is they know they're mistaken. Now they're fixing it.
Yo, the Don Cheadle situation. So I had read about it like a while back because maybe around the time I first saw this movie. But so Don Cheadle actually not credited on this movie, and yeah, his name is not credited in the movie. And I think
some Johnny Depp, what is it? Nightmare on Elm Street shit.
I don't know.
Well, when it first came out, Johnny Depp wasn't credited on this either. And then when they went and did the first like reboot,
when did it come out?
In the 80s.
That was like early part of Johnny Depp's career.
So that's his first movie. Like
so I think the opposite applies here because Don Cheadle was already like a big, well-known name. Not what he is 25 years later, but
so they hold the Don?
No, he did. It was intentional because he wanted to have his name, like, you know how the top billing, they got like 2-3 names they put up there. Yeah. He wanted his name up there with George Clooney and shit, and they was like, nah, your name can't be up there.
So he said, fuck it, just don't put my name on it.
He said he's not gonna have his name on it at all.
Wow. So instead of almost certainly being outshined because it's fucking George Clooney, he just said, fuck it, I'll just take the dub or take the L and not have my name on this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he didn't consider it an L. Maybe he did it out of spite. But the rest of the franchise, he definitely has his name credited in there.
I bet he fucking did.
On this movie, he didn't get credited on it because he couldn't be up there with George Clooney.
That might have been some like young, cocky, dumb shit.
So it was George Clooney, Matt Damon, and Brad Pitt, I guess. But they also had Julia Roberts too, and she was.
Then they had Andy Garcia too. Like they literally had like. I mean, to be fair, at that time, Don Cheadle might have been the 7th most famous person.
Because you got Bernie Mac too.
No cap. I mean, I would say that Don Cheadle was more famous than Andy Garcia, but Andy Garcia's role was triple.
We see what Don Cheadle had before this movie.
That's what I'm about to go look at.
Because you got to think about it. He's not going ahead of Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, or George Clooney. So he's already 4th at best. So he's not going over Bernie Mac. That makes him 5. He's not going over Julia Roberts. That makes him 6. And Andy Garcia is the primary antagonist who has, again, triple or quadruple the amount of screen time and lines as Don Cheadle in this movie. So he's competing with Carl Rayner, who Saul probably has more fucking lines than him. Don Cheadle's more important than the twins. The little Asian dude, I don't know his real name as an actor.
I think named Yin. Oh, was that his movie name?
The Amazing Yin. Yeah, that's his movie name.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? No, he not even shit. One of them twins is Casey Affleck, which that
the other one is Scott Can.
Yeah, so like he in competition with the whole cast, nigga. Like it ain't no ducks in this cast.
Hold on. So before when that came out, 2001.
2001, yeah.
He had he was in Swordfish. Did Rush Hour come out before or after?
Before. No, Rush Hour 2. That's after, because he was in the second one.
Well,
Rush Hour 2 came out like 2003 or 4.
He got Swordfish. He got Boogie Nights. He was in.
He got Colors, Hamburger Hill, Traffic.
He did some shows. Meteor Man.
Yeah, he was out of his depth, bro.
Yeah, nah. He's not standing out at all, bro.
So I'll say this.
That I know of, he's like.
So I guess
third string on these movies that I know.
But I guess he had already been acting. I'm looking at the dates. He had already been acting for at least 15 years already. So
right.
I guess maybe he just felt like he was on Fresh Prince. Remember, he was on the episode of Fresh Prince.
He had been acting. But just look at this, right? Like, there's no way he goes in front of George Clooney. Like, not in experience, not in movies, and definitely not in this movie, as George Clooney is the main character. Matt Damon and Brad Pitt are leagues above him at this point in their career. And then again, Julia Roberts is one of the, if not the most famous acting bitch in the world at that point in time.
She definitely was.
She might be 1A as far as actresses go at that point in time. And then again, Andy Garcia is the main antagonist. He's gonna get that starring role. But then think about Bernie Mac. By 2001, Bernie Mac had done the Kings of Comedy. He started his Bernie Mac show. He had done Life. He had done The Players Club, Friday. Bernie Mac was triple who Don Cheadle was at that time.
He had a show coming out or on the way out. It might have got. It says it started in 2001.
I'm about to say Bernie Mac show started in 01. And then Life came out in like 99, I believe. Players Club came out in like 99. I know Friday came out in 95.
He was in Friday.
And then the Kings of Comedy came out in 2000. So he was lit. And he was the fucking
above the rim house party.
He was the main event of the Kings of Comedy. Nigga, like he was that nigga right then and there. Like that might have been Bernie Mac prime. 99 to 02, it might have been the best Bernie Mac time ever.
And he was rolling out movies almost consistently from 01 to 03. So he was only going up at that point. So I mean, if Bernie Mac can say fuck it,
I would argue for Don Cheadle not famous.
Like
I'm about to say Don Cheadle's not more famous than any of them right now.
Don Cheadle got a Marvel check
for real.
He got a few Marvel checks. So I mean, he's a part of the continuation of Marvel.
Which of those niggas is
that
he more famous than right now?
Also with LeBron.
Oh my God!
Is Don Cheadle more famous than George Clooney?
So much stock.
No, Trey, but you got to go down to like how you were saying the Andy Garcia.
I'm saying he passed Andy Garcia for sure. He arguably, I'm saying I think he was more famous than Andy Garcia at that time. But I'm just saying, like, there's no way he gets credited ahead of him given the roles they had in that movie. But I'm saying, like, we talking about the Matt Damon, the George Clooney, the Brad Pitts. Like, them three niggas are like three blockbuster niggas. They only under like the Will Smiths and the Leos.
But this is the thing. So I get. So he didn't want to be above them, but he wanted to be with them.
Yeah, he wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no case to make that he was.
Like, bro, you can't look at.
You can't be on that level.
He wasn't. Bro, like, he got to keep it a buck. Don Cheadle was not a Matt Damon, Brad Pitt nigga in '99. Or 2001, whenever the fuck this shit came out.
Bro, you can't be on a basketball team, an all-star team with LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan, and fucking, I don't know.
Anthony Edwards say he number one.
Prime example, right? Look at the Olympic team, nigga. When you list the Olympics, they be like Steph, KD, LeBron.
That's what I'm saying, Trey.
Anthony Edwards say Halliburton bet not dare say put my name up there with them niggas.
Trey, Anthony Edwards say he number one. He say
he capping.
He say he the leader of the team.
And if Anthony Edwards would have said, make me a starter or I'm leaving, they would have told him to get the fuck on.
But everybody was saying that he should have been starting.
It don't matter what everybody's saying.
Nick,
no matter what
they barely played Jason Tatum. Nigga, what are we talking about?
Saying,
like, there's There's no case for Bam Adebayo to say, put my name up there next to LeBron, KD, and Steph. There's no case. You don't shut the fuck up and wear the jersey, bro. You do not belong in that conversation. When they talk about niggas who won gold medals, it's Steph, KD, LeBron, and the rest of you niggas. That's literally it. It's the rest of you niggas. It's Matt Damon, it's George Clooney, it's Brad Pitt, and the rest of you niggas.
Well, then Julia Roberts,
you might be Anthony Davis or Embiid, but you're still the rest of them niggas. Like, that shit is over with.
That nigga was on some dumb shit. I don't know why the fuck he jumped out the window on that shit.
Yeah,
he still took like the role or whatever, but like, bro, your name's not on one of the biggest. Exactly. Like this probably is like the stardom. Like a big blueprint for fucking heist movies, bro.
I'm about to say, believe it or not, outside of his role in Marvel, this might be the biggest movie he's ever been a part of.
How big is Space Jam 2, man? Even though it was ass.
Is it big?
Even though it was ass, I'm just asking, how big is it?
I guess it's got to be big, pause, because of the name attached to it.
The legacy.
Exactly. The name attached to it, and I guess with like the level of superstar that LeBron is, but the movie is not hyper successful. Right. Like, it's not very well received. It didn't do groundbreaking numbers in the box office. I would say Hotel Rwanda probably did more for his career than Space Jam.
There's a movie for him to say, "Don't put my name on." It's Space Jam 2.
Nah, he was the primary antagonist.
It's still Space Jam 2 way ahead of Ocean's 11, my nigga. In comparison,
but this was back in the day, Ruse. It ain't like he'll do it now. He did it back in the day.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know. I mean, all his discography considered, or filmography, excuse me, all of it considered, I don't think he's done several things bigger than Ocean's 11. I think the Marvel series by far is probably the biggest movie series next to Star Wars, Lord of the Rings and shit. But like after that, where does he have a defining, especially as like
Julia Roberts at all?
You said what happened?
I said the Julia Roberts one, he can't be over her.
No way in hell. He can't be over neither of the main three niggas or Julia Roberts. The very best he could do is he couldn't be over Bernie Mac at this time. It's no question.
Well. So I'll throw a bone right here. Pause. It depends on what Bernie Mac's acting career was like up to this point, because he was, like you said, he was that guy in comedy, and then we know Bernie transitioned over to movies. So if we're talking about from a movie perspective, maybe you can make the argument. I don't
remember, and this may be fanning out, but I don't remember seeing a Bernie Mac showing in a movie where I was like, he was assing that.
No, I'm not talking about him being assing. I'm talking about just from the perspective of, hypothetically speaking, I'm not saying this is Bernie's first movie, but this is Bernie Mac's first movie, and I'm done Cheeto. Even though I'm not bigger than these other four people, I've done more than you when it comes to acting and movie stuff.
Here's the problem.
That don't matter.
Not only was it not Bernie Mac's first movie, it wasn't his 10th. You feel me? Like Bernie Mac had been in a ton of shit prior to. He had been in Inspector Gadget. He had been in
Above the Rim. Yeah,
I can read it up.
Above the Rim right now. He had been in Who's the Man, House Party.
He was
Friday. Life.
When did Players Club come out?
How to Be a Players Club came out.
And then he was starring in his own
98
show. Nigga, was anybody
he was in
Don
Players
Cheadle
Club
show?
He was in
Don Cheadle was in some shows, bro. I told you.
But could you name one of them the Don Cheadle show? You feel me? Like no. Like what? Like that's the level of superstar Bernie Mac was at. The show was named after him. You know how difficult, like how famous you got to be to get the show just named the Bernie Mac show.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Don Cheadle has never been at the level of celebrity where he could have the Don Cheadle show. You feel me?
Bro, Don Cheadle, most of his roles that he stands out in, he's a supporting actor. Like he's
all of them. Nigga, what is he starting besides Hotel Rwanda?
Didn't he play like a gangster nigga in one movie that I've seen him in?
I want to say Colors or whatever.
Like a real tough nigga. I ain't believe him. I
ain't believe him.
I seen Chadwick Boseman starring more shit than him. Chadwick Boseman,
I tell you what he should have did. He should have had Crash before this, because Crash was fire. We did Crash on the podcast too. Crash was fire.
Yeah, but was he one of them niggas in Crash, or was
he like the first nigga like we seen on screen?
That don't mean shit.
Yeah, dude, that nigga set it off.
Chris Brown, one of the first niggas we see stomp the yard, and then 15
and they was
minutes later,
pissed,
he got
man.
bullied.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
They was
That didn't
pissed.
make your point very good.
Yeah,
Niggas
they was
love
pissed
him
when
for
he.
Hey, niggas still talk about if Chris Brown would have lived longer. He's like the second most important character in that fucking movie. Chris Brown got 6 minutes of screen time, and that's the most important 6 minutes a nigga ever had in the movie.
But yeah, this nigga, I don't see him on most of this shit, bro. I can't even find his fucking face.
Yeah, bro. I mean, looking at it now, I'm looking through his discography right now. He isn't the star of any of this shit.
And it's not because he's ass. It's because he's in movies with people like Denzel Washington and
then the
Robert
shit that he
Downey Jr.
is the main character in is like manic and miles ahead and shit I know you niggas haven't seen or even heard of. Like,
I've never heard a trailer. No,
he was in the live action Captain Planet, which is fucking disgusting.
Bro, I'm thinking, is this a real thing? Because I could have sworn this was a meme.
What, this Captain Planet shit?
Yeah.
Man, go watch it. It's ass.
Go watch it.
It's fucking disgusting. He was really Captain Planet, and like he
Hey,
looked as bad as Captain
a
Planet as
green-
Flex Washington looked as Michael Jackson in that biopic shit. That shit is bad.
Hey Trey,
Bro,
man,
he got a
enough
green
about
bob
hold on,
and-
Roots. Enough about Don Cheadle, man. Let's talk about Bernie Mac now.
We cooking that Peter ass.
I don't, if y'all this is the movie that Cat Williams said, and it was documented. Cat Williams said Steve Harvey tried to get Bernie Mac job in this movie. This is the one that he was talking about, Ocean's 11.
Yeah, no,
So you said Bernie Mac did what now?
Steve Harvey was trying to get Bernie Mac's job or his role in this movie.
So it's documented he was being a hating ass nigga.
Well, yeah, that was documented before Cat Williams said it, but Cat Williams said it on that viral interview that he did.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to bring that up. What y'all think about?
I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see Steve Harvey.
I'm gonna be totally honest, bro. Steve Harvey throw the dynamic off too bad. Like his face is so goddamn stupid looking that I wouldn't have been able to
take him serious. Like
yeah, exactly. Like
his country ass accent,
like,
big ass teeth.
Bernie Mac got to be one of the funniest motherfuckers ever, but he also looks serious. You know what I'm saying? Like he has the demeanor and the poise to pull off a serious role. It's like if Bernie Mac get on your ass like as a parent or father figure or something, like
right.
Like,
he did it in this show too, and you believe him
consistently. It's like Steve Harvey is just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, he definitely all right. Like he an old head.
But you know what I was trying to
Bernie Mac is an old OG where Steve Harvey is an old head.
But you know what I was trying to think of? I was trying to think of the scene. I was trying to picture the scene in You Got Served when he was trying to like
when he was
trying to like
scold
them niggas, man.
Yeah.
I done seen y'all come in here and whoop a mini ass.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that scene. The picture, if he looked like serious or not, bro.
He did look serious, but I mean, I didn't take it that serious.
It's You Got Served, man.
I just seen Omarion and them get pieced the fuck up, bro. Like I was more concerned about that.
Sold us out. Niggas over there dancing and shit.
Yeah, he used to check that bullet head nigga on the Steve Harvey show, but he was ass. I ain't gonna hold you.
But that was and the reason I can't take none of that serious is because that was a pure comedy, like sitcom.
Right.
So it's like even in your moments where you're trying to be serious, y'all got a joke coming up in 5 seconds.
Yeah, no fucking.
Or you just told a joke, and laugh track is back there.
That shit. Steve Harvey suck.
Shout out Steve Harvey, man. Steve Harvey show was fire.
That nigga got some suits though. I ain't gonna care. That nigga dressed like a motherfucker.
When Bernie's sitting down talking to America in his show, you believe him. You feel like he talking to you. You know, when he getting on Jordan ass, you believe him. You feel like he talking to you as a kid. Like it's a huge different dynamic, and he can go into some serious shit. And even if there is a joke coming up, you still believe the serious shit. And the funny shit coming up is funny as hell.
Yeah, man. I don't think he could have took that role. I think it was pretty much perfectly casted.
Bro, the scene between him and Matt Damon in the little interrogation room is funny as fuck, bro.
Yeah, he did that well. Like, be a comedian, but also when his serious moments came up, his importance was exemplified. Especially, I can't wait to. I know you haven't seen it yet. So in Ocean's 13, I thought was Bernie Mac's best overall performance in these movies. He was very critical in the success of that movie in a couple of different ways, and the success of like what they had planned in that movie. I'm trying not to say too much, but just like as I'm thinking about 11, I'm steady getting scenes from 13 in my head, just about like Bernie Mac was really like he couldn't have been replaced by nobody else. He absolutely could not have been. When I think about like how his role detailed out over the next couple movies.
Right.
So
enough about the niggas, about the
hold it down, Roots. So yeah, that's a fact. So we talked about the crew and the cat. What about the antagonist, Andy Garcia? How y'all think he played his antagonistic role?
I think he did really well, and I'm not familiar with him at all. Honestly,
amazing.
He was in one of them Godfather movies.
He was absolutely amazing, and he continues to be throughout the series. His role is integral.
Facts.
So he's a continuous antagonist.
Oh, motherfucking demon too.
Spoiler alert.
That nigga's scary, bro. Like he actually shakes shit up. And the crazy thing is like they spend so much time talking about how he not the nigga to fuck with, and like his intuition is on point consistently. And that's another thing I really liked about this movie, that because on one aspect, because we need to start talking about the plot anyway, some of this shit just like it's too fake. Like there's no way all of this shit worked out in your favor for this shit to happen this way. But what I really appreciated was that Andy Garcia's character, I can't think of his name right now for whatever reason. Terry.
Benedict.
Yes. So like he wasn't dumb, bro. Like he never went for the dumb shit.
He was on point.
You couldn't okey-doke. Like they really had to like niggas like, hey, when they brought Buddy in the fire, he was like, I'm on to you niggas.
And
like,
he put it together at the end, right?
Yeah, he did. He put all that shit together. Like I'm on to you.
Ain't nobody have to tell anybody.
I'm on to you niggas. Like wait a minute, that was weird. Why'd you do that? Yeah, like he was on everything. He's like, hey, I need to accompany my diamonds. No, you don't. That nigga said, you take my terms, you can get the fuck out.
he said, but why? Because I don't fucking trust you, nigga.
Come on, bro, that's gangster. He was like, why can't I come in? Because I don't want you to. Nigga, I don't gotta explain nothing to you. This is my shit. Like, but that's my diamonds. Well, take them somewhere else, nigga.
Put them bitches in your pocket. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck wrong with you. He was like, I done gave you my safe, but I'm going in there. You don't get to walk in there. You can go watch, bitch ass nigga. And you can watch my people do it. I'm not even going. I got other shit to do.
I'm about to go watch this fight.
Did y'all recognize any of the people? You know, the scene where Brad Pitt is teaching them how to play cards. Any of those?
Yeah. I can't think of them right now, but I know
the only one I recognized was the
that 70s show.
Him, yeah.
There's another, the female there. She's from Charmed from back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't see Charmed.
Yeah, I don't know none of them fucking people.
You know, dude from that 70s show, huh?
No, sir. Never seen it.
Oh, you didn't see that show?
What?
No, not a single episode.
Missed
that
out,
shit
bro.
funny as fuck.
Really? It's good?
Yeah, that shit was fire.
I promise I wouldn't know. I'd never seen it.
Dumbass.
But one of them niggas got a case now, right?
Very well timed.
Yeah, definitely have a case. It might even not even be a case. He might just be convicted.
And the other two that was there was writing letters for him or something. People was pissed. You know them.
They still love that nigga, man.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, you know them.
You
I
can't
definitely
be
know both of them.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. You can't be your introduction to like stardom or whatever is you lying about your age as a female kissing on grown niggas in these scenes, and then write letters for a nigga that was kissing on little girls.
Man, what are you talking about, bro? Come on.
Mila Kunis was underage as fuck. She was not.
She married that nigga.
Yeah, and then turn around.
That nigga she was kissing.
2 decades later, she writing letters for somebody
with the nigga that she was kissing. I don't know. It might go hand in hand.
Shit, it's a nasty hand to hand. They need to wash their hands.
How old was it? No, let's not get into that. Shout out to them niggas, man.
Nigga who's about to break down the case.
Yeah, nah. Because it ain't a case, man. Let's not make it one. Let's not do that.
Oh shit. I wanted to focus on. I don't know his name. If y'all looking at the screen, it's the nigga on the far right, the old nigga.
Carl
Reed. Just talking about. Yeah, I fucked with his character a lot in this movie. I couldn't necessarily put my finger all the way on it. Pause. like what his whole deal was as far as maybe is it just because he old and he shouldn't be doing this shit no more, or his nerves always been like this because they're doing illegal shit. But I think he played that very well. You know, the struggle of getting into character, and once he get into character, he don't break motherfucking character at all.
Yeah, well, I think they recruited him because he's good at that, right? Like they know he won't fold under pressure. They know they can trust him to execute, and that was the whole point of why they reached out to him. Like even when he met him at the racetrack, they're like, "Come on, you're the best of the business." But he was saying, "I retired. Like I don't want to do this shit no more." So that might explain like the nerves and all that other shit. Because he mentioned when Rusty first met up with him, he was like, "I'm good, bro. I done found me a nice place. I got me an old lady. I don't worry about looking over my shoulder no more. I'm done with that life. I'm old." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what he was really saying. So it's like
Niggas
it makes sense
dollar
throughout,
signs.
yeah, but like it makes sense throughout the movie where like he's having like those flashes where he's like unsure or like questioning things. He's like, damn, bro, I'm 70. Like I'm too old to go to jail, but like, man, you talking about 8 figures? I need that. So it's like
he was too old to do this movie. This nigga was born March 20th, 1922.
Yeah, so what was he, 70 already?
What the
Did you say 1922?
Yes.
He was 80.
Yes.
He was 79. The crazy thing is he's in all 3 of them too. So the Ocean 13 came out 2007. So he was up there. He was 85.
Nigga died at 98 in 2020, bro. Probably.
I'm about to say he just died actually. He ain't been dead long.
Thanks.
But yeah, so I think it makes sense that he had like those nervous flashes, or he had to like, he was eating mints or something to calm his nerve. I can't remember exactly what it was.
It looked like nicotine, though.
Yeah, that might have been what it was, right? He was just trying to calm his nerves and shit, and it makes sense because like as they stated when his character was first introduced, he's like, I'm done with that life, bro. Like I found me a nice place off the grid. I found me a girl that don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't look over my shoulder no more. It's like I'm cool. Nigga told you, man, we trying to hit 150 million. Fuck you mean you cool?
Hey, Trey, and something else that I noticed about this movie, and I kind of feel like maybe I felt the same way the first time I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the pacing, I don't know if it's because I was enjoying the movie or I was into it, but it seems like I'm watching the movie and, before I know it, 45 minutes gone by, 50 minutes gone by.
It's very fast paced.
It's like this movie doesn't drag at all. It seems like it happens pretty quick.
Yeah. I'm gonna be completely honest, bro. I agree with that 100%. I was about to say from the moment Rusty and Danny meet for the first time, like when he get out of jail, he pull up on them playing poker.
Like 3 minutes in, pause, 2-3 minutes in.
They go get the blueprints to the shit. They walk out the elevator, then they go meet up with the rich dude that live in Vegas. I can't think of nobody's name right now. Ruben. Yeah, they go link up with Ruben, and immediately they pulling everybody in. They get everybody back to Ruben's house. They run down the plan, and remind me to come back to this scene because I fucking love this scene. But they run down the whole plan and shit. After that, it is execution.
So it's nonstop. Like
it's so many elements, bro. Yeah, even shit that I didn't realize. He's like, we got to build a working replica of the vault. Like that's a scene. When they getting in the trucks, that's a scene. When they getting everybody to all these places, those are scenes. This is that. And I'm like, by the time you half an hour in, nigga, we are full swing. Like, nigga, they are robbing this place for the next hour. And it's like it's something happening the entire, like, there's nothing happening by chance. Like every single step, even when he pull up on his ex-wife and like those little things matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I love like, and this is why I told you a long time ago, Roots, when you first introduced Lucky Number 11. Yeah. This is why I like Lucky Number 11, because you watched all that shit happen, and even the shit that felt like, why the fuck would he have done that? Oh, you feel me? Right. Like it came back, like even as simple as naming himself Slevin Culebra, like that shit mattered at the end. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. So it's like
they was doing little shit like that in this. There was a part
exactly what I'm talking about. Like
they zoomed in on the fucking the tree, the little tree that hang from the fucking from the mirror,
like the hung from the mirror of the truck.
They zoomed in on that, and then 10 minutes later, they showed them drive off in this van. That little tree.
They built a practice vault, and I thought it was a practice vault. No, nigga, it was to make you look at it. Like they built it for the dude to practice it, then fake the take for it. You feel like that's fucking bananas? Or him sitting down with his ex-wife and then actually getting. he wanted to be seen by Terry so that Terry would ban him so he could put
so he could be in that room.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted it to be fucked up like that because he worked with the fucking security guard nigga, and he had to find like that shit was so crazy. And then all of that to tell him like, hey, we did rob you, bro. Like, hey, you gonna give me my bitch back?
Hey,
you know,
Trey, and that's another part.
Even that is a scheme because he got the camera. He stopped in the hallway right under the camera and made the phone call. Hey, tell my bitch, go ahead and hit this channel right here and make sure she watching at this specific time so she can see how much of a fuck nigga this nigga is.
That shit so gangster. What you were finna say, Slim?
I was finna say even like the part where what you mentioned where you know he got the phone call and they looking at the security camera. I'm talking about Terry and all the security team. They watching the vault get robbed and everything. Even right there, he figured it out right there too. Like he told them what was going on. He was telling his partner or his worker, whoever that was asking like, I don't understand what's going on. They was like, we watching the tape. Like it's a fake.
Bro, that nigga so gangster.
Off the floor, remember?
Yeah, he was like, wait a minute, rewind that tape. He was like, rewind that. He was like, why? He was like, that's not my vault. Like, what do you mean? We had Bellagio imprinted on the floor Tuesday, nigga. That can't be right now.
Attention to detail,
bro. That's why and then he doesn't stop being like that. He never gets dumb. He never like falls for nothing. He like, I'm about my motherfucking money, nigga. And that shit gangster, bro. He is really, and I feel like he's perfectly casted as well because he has that look. Like you said, he was probably like in old mafia movies and old mob movies. Yeah. He looked like a nigga that commands a mafia team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe you got money and power. Like, you look like it. So it's like, that shit was crazy. But I want to revisit when they first detailed the plan at Ruben's house. And this nigga Danny's like, okay, so bad news first. This place has a security system that rivals most nuclear missile silos, which is a fucking wild thing to say. But so he's like, okay, so first we got to get past these two guards. Now we got to get through these doors that require fingerprint identification, which we don't have. Right? It's like, and then the elevator won't move unless we get vocal confirmation from upstairs and the cage below, which we don't have. And on top of that, the elevator is rigged with motion sensors, so even if we were to rig it, it would shut off immediately. We'd be trapped and captured. Now we just have to get down to the bottom through these doors that have 6-digit codes that change every 12 hours, past the two guards with Uzis into the most elaborate vault door ever conceived by man. So that shit was fucking nuts. The little Chinese nigga like, we can't dig our way in. He's like, no, nigga, they have sensors that monitor the ground 100 yards in every direction. If a groundhog were to nest there, they know about it. It's like
crazy.
Then this is what kind of goes back into your point about the old guy. He was like, okay, so just a question. Let's say we do that, right? We get into the door we can't open, down the elevator we can't move, past the guards with the guns, and into the vault we don't know the code to. Oh, like without being seen by the cameras. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So let's say we do all of that. We just supposed to walk out of there with $150 million cash on us and not get stopped. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, bet. That's how crazy. Look, that's how crazy these motherfuckers are and how confident they are in their fucking skills as individuals. And it's so
crazy that that's exactly what happened. Them niggas walked right out of that bitch. So, I mean,
dressed as SWAT out there.
Yeah, I mean the plan. I mean, we've been talking about it for an hour. We can kind of just skim over it, I guess, unless somebody got anything important they want to highlight.
I got a question.
Yeah, for sure.
So obviously we like you said, we pretty much talked about like a lot of the background and things about this movie. So I want to say, like, at its core, at the very core of this movie, it's essentially a traditional or a typical heist movie, right? Yeah. You get a crew, you plan it, you do it. They got some problems that happen.
I would say, as far as what this is actually what carried over what a heist is to this like century, because they was doing heist movies throughout the 1900s, where you got the fucking original one.
They've always done them.
They've always done them, right? They've always done them, but this is a revamped down to its core and brought into the modern age.
But my question about it was gonna be like it's still like the same structure pretty much of like what they do. But okay, so what is it about this movie that makes it so much better than a lot of other heist movies when they typically follow like the same formula, you know?
Well, I would have to look, and I would have to be privy to all of the shit that came before this, because I'm
Right.
only privy to the shit that came after.
Well, I'm
The Now
speaking
You
in
See
terms of the
Me's
things
and
that came after too.
okay,
So,
well, with the Now You See Me's and the Tower Heist and things of that nature. Now You See Me is definitely in the runnings for one of the best, in my opinion, one of the
Yeah, I'm
best
gonna say,
heist movies ever. Because that
they don't.
shit
Some
go
people hate that
absolutely
movie.
crazy, and it has half of the amount of people that this has.
mhm.
But I think with the star-studdedness, with the fact that with every star comes their personality, and putting all of those personalities together made just a very great team as far as for the movie. I think that's what helps it stand out. The girl in Now You See Me don't stand out as much as Woody Harrelson and what's his name, Dave Franco,
Jesse Eisenberg too.
Jesse Eisenberg, right? But with this, even the motherfucker that don't speak English, like I found myself paying attention to everything he do the same way that I'm paying attention to everything else.
So I'll say like,
So go ahead.
oh, go ahead, Trey. My bad.
Well, I was gonna say my answer's probably a little bit longer. You go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say like if we say something like pause, Roots. I know you saw Inside Man. Pause. I saw Inside Man.
Mhm.
We did the Italian Job on here.
Mhm.
I think both of those movies are pretty good movies. They're not this, but there are some other ones like I saw The Town, which some people like. I I think The Town was cool. I don't like it as much as some people do. They got that one scene with the little mask and shit that was cool, but it seems like this one is just like, I guess, a cut above the rest. Like that's why it's held so in high regard. So I don't know why.
I got it. Wait, y'all watch Inside Man?
Pause.
No,
not on here.
On here, but we've seen it.
Yeah, we seen
Well,
it.
the Denzel Washington one or the newer one?
The
Denzel Washington.
Okay, great. That's number 3 on my list of favorite movies. It's crazy.
Right.
For the similar reasons.
Very much so. Number 2 is Now You See Me.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute, Trey.
You said this already.
I specifically remember you being part of some jokes about me being the heist movie guy.
I'm definitely a heist movie guy.
I'm pretty sure you was a part of them jokes they was trying to make.
What's your point, man?
I fucking love heist movies.
Well, maybe he wasn't.
I'm about to say, yeah, Ocean's 11, 13, Inside Man, and Now You See Me are amongst my 3 favorite movies ever. Like,
wait, hold on.
11, 13.
Why did
see
you
the Italian
exclude him from being a hypocrite just now, just because he said I'm a heist movie
Because
guy?
I lie a lot, but
I think he
also
would have
tell the
admitted
truth
it
when
if
I'm
he did.
precious. Like,
Yeah,
if it's
so
something
maybe he
like
wasn't
that,
there.
he know I would just say, like, I probably did do that.
Yeah.
Like, my reputation precedes me. I usually don't lie in these situations. I would lie and say, bro, I ain't fucking say
Did
that.
you see the Italian Job, Trey?
No, I never seen it.
Watch the Italian Job, man.
Oh, and Den of Thieves. Den of Thieves was one of the movies I was about to reference.
Thieves is hard.
It was hard. So that was
That's the
kind of
one
what I
with
was about
50
to use to make my reference to this.
50 Cent,
Yeah.
O'Shea Jr.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. Yeah, there's a couple niggas in there.
That white
Den of
nigga
Thieves is
was, I
hard.
don't remember his name.
Den of Thieves is hard. But I would say Ocean's 11 probably is highly regarded for the simple fact that, like you said, all heist movies have that basic plot line of assemble a team, everybody do their job, you run into the problems, eventually you overcome it, and there's the little twist at the end because it had to be a twist for the heist to work, right? I think what makes Ocean's 11 so clever is, one, the number of people who are their own individual entity doing things. So it's like you have so many working parts, and each person is like important. Like in Den of Thieves, there are a lot of people doing shit, but only people that really matter are 50 Cent, O'Shea, the white dude, and then like you know what I'm saying? Like, who else is even in that fucking movie? You know? And then with why I think Now You See Me is so creative, because it gives an element that you couldn't really use in magic, right? They rob and shit with magic, so it just gives you so many fresh new ideas. With Ocean's 11, I think what it was that the problems were there because, of course, a heist requires problems, but there was a real antagonist. Like, who's the antagonist in Den of Thieves?
No idea.
I don't know.
Like the antagonist in fucking Now You See Me It's
The
kind
FBI
of
dude.
Arthur,
Morgan
but it's
Freeman?
also kind
Oh
of.
no, the FBI.
It's
FBI
also
guy.
the FBI. It's also Morgan Freeman, but it's also the dude that they work for that they're secretly robbing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like there's no one nigga
A
that's
lot of
really cold. Like
elements to that shit.
in Ocean's 11, there's one cold nigga who's really against y'all, and he's like figuring this shit out as it's happening. So it's just like that's impressive in itself. But I think the most impressive thing about this Ocean's 11 shit is that the plot twists were so unique in a sense that I would have never thought of that. You know, like building a fake vault as an opportunity to practice, but as an opportunity to show them they're being robbed before they're being robbed. So they dispatch their forces and abandon their safe vault. Like nobody fucking saw that coming. You know what I'm saying?
Hey Trey, you know what? Now that you say that, I think we talked over the last few weeks. We've talked a lot about things like getting influence from certain things and how everything's you can say everything's been done, but it's like people do things in a different way than how they've been done before.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what you just said about that vault thing, it might be where they got it from in Fast Five because they did the vault thing in Fast Five,
Yeah.
and
And
it's
then
like they
changed it out.
switched the vaults. I
Mm-hmm.
think that might be like a
Be kind
direct
of like
influence.
I can see
I
that.
forgot about that
I could definitely see where that would come in. That definitely makes sense.
because he's right when he said he would have never thought of it. I was thinking that like this was 2001, but
Yeah.
then when I think about Fast Five, they did something similar. They did it a little different.
Right.
They were
I mean,
driving
just
they had to
cars.
get
think about like
it.
the level of like, and then like stuffing the little dude into one of those containers. Like
Facts.
that's
With an
like you don't
oxygen
really
tank.
see that level of ingenuity in a heist movie. It's like, yeah, you
Hold
gotta
on.
have the cunning, you gotta have like shit happening on
Hold
the
on.
inside.
To
But
break
like
that down.
you
Oh my bad.
transferred
Go
a
ahead.
fucking blackjack dealer over there to get him in place early. Like, damn, that was smart. You know what I'm saying? Then you got a nigga who can squeeze, and you got two drivers. You got an old dude that could realistically have a heart attack in this moment and create chaos. You created a fake vault. You got an FBI van to be as like a substitute so y'all can walk in there unnoticed and shit. Y'all got a communications expert nigga. You got like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was so
Intercepted the
many.
911 call and shit. They was
Come on,
waiting
bro.
for.
They had so much shit working. And then you at the mastermind at the head of it all with an ulterior motive the entire time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally just here for my bitch. Like, I'm going to pay y'all $10 million to get my bitch back. Like, that's really what it was. Right? It was like, I want my bitch back so bad, I'm going to steal $150 million and give 10 niggas 8 figures each just so I can leave with my bitch at the end. Like, that's fucking crazy.
And
So I think there's just so many elements that
It
just
worked.
don't usually exist in heist movies. Like, there's not usually a love element in a heist movie. There's not
Right.
usually a revenge element in a heist movie. And then it's like you have both in just the main character. And then you usually see the main character being like the one who does all this active shit. Danny didn't really do shit.
Bro, he
Like,
was just
He
there.
was the strategist.
yeah,
He
like
was
he's literally a distraction. He don't go in and stop nothing. He don't break in nothing. He's not doing the comms. He's not driving. He's literally just orchestrating. And it's
Hey
like,
Trey, I
damn.
think what you said about the love story is kind of that was more of what his involvement in this movie was. Like he has the storyline with him and Tess,
Yeah.
and that's the focal point for him as opposed to the heist.
Mm-hmm.
The heist is a thing, like you said, but he's doing the heist to get her back.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
Essentially,
Like,
this shit is equivalent to I'm gonna play really good at tonight's game, so because I know my girl gonna be watching.
that's the equivalent to saying I usually go for 50, but I'm gonna go for 30 assists because my bitch playing, and I need to make everybody else to star the show so she can see I'm really a good nigga. Like he gave everybody $10 million, bro. Like, hey, y'all want to be rich? Cool, I want my bitch back from this gay ass nigga. So let's rob him real quick. Y'all can keep the money. I just want my bitch. Like, that shit's crazy. Like, yeah, y'all can keep the money. I just miss my bitch. I ain't gonna lie.
hey, look, I'll say this too. So I saw another movie. I'm probably 1,000% sure y'all didn't see it. It is directed by the same guy that directed this movie, and it's supposed to be, or as they call it, the blue collar version of Ocean's 11,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called Logan Lucky. So if y'all
I've
want to
heard
watch
of that.
yeah, it got Channing Tatum and Adam Driver Daniel Craig and shit.
Oh yeah. I heard of that. I know what you're talking about.
So if y'all want to see a hillbilly version of I don't think it's anywhere close to as good as this. Like it's to me, it's okay at best.
You said you've seen it already, right?
Yeah, but
would you
they
say
call it the hillbilly
more
blue
on
collar
like, the comedy?
You said what?
Would you say that it focused more on the comedy aspect of it?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it is a heist still, but the fact that it's a quote unquote blue collar heist, I'll call it a hillbilly heist. The fact that it's that already kind of just adds that comedic element to it. Like you can't take it as serious because like it's a
about
nigga.
The redneck in this bitch.
Yeah, and it's a nigga with like no arm or something. So like, what y'all doing? Everybody in Oceans had arms.
Everybody in Oceans
had arms.
Nigga didn't have no arm, bro.
I'm sorry. As Trey was going through, like breaking down the different elements of this fucking plan, I was thinking of some other ones. You got the fucking twin brothers, or not, I guess they twins or they're just brothers, but they always arguing. So you know that they can put on a show that's going to look real with them arguing. They release the balloons to cover up the camera so you don't see him, Brad Pitt going in, or not Brad Pitt, Matt Damon going and pickpocketing. I'm sorry. They flew to Chicago to get that nigga. They just knew that he was a good pickpocket because his pops put him on or whatever the fuck. They flew to get him, bought him back so he could do that and also play dress up. Also, while they gave the little Chinese nigga just enough oxygen for him to make it from where they started at, survive that argument so the real guards could take the cart and wheel it into the shit. And by the time the vote closed from them leaving, he has time to get back to the real oxygen and be able to breathe. Let me ask y'all a question. What's up?
Another question. What would you describe this as? Is it a plot hole? Is it plot armor? Is it like just comedic? Like I don't know. What would you describe this part as? Whenever Puel said hillbillies have no brain cells, how can they orchestrate a heist? I don't know. Go watch Logan Lucky, bro. Yeah, so the part where Buddy was in there and he got his hand stuck, I mean, and they were supposed to detonate the door.
Plot armor. 100% plot armor.
What would you call it? Because I don't know. It could be just comedy, like, oh, the batteries, you got to change the batteries. But I don't know. Like, what you think, Trey? Like, I think that is kind of unlikely in this situation, I guess.
I would
it could
say
be comedy.
It's more comedy than anything. I think the plot armor, it's not enough plot armor for me to scream plot armor, but like him getting his hand stuck in there in the first place. Like, I mean, we knew that would be a big deal when he slammed his hand in the door of the fucking van anyway.
Facts.
I think the plot armor was him actually getting away at that time when they
right, being able to get it out right. Yeah.
So I was like, it's comedic, but it is plot armor because, like, get the fuck out of here. I can say,
Trey, I know why they did it.
Of course,
at the same time that his hand gets stuck, they just so happen to have to change the fucking batteries because they forgot to do
fuck you, man.
But I say this though, I guess it's a good for anybody that's never seen it. It's a good moment of suspense, I guess.
Yeah,
like they're counting down, and his hand is stuck in the door. They're trying to say, "No, don't do it, but nobody can hear him. And so maybe it's a good moment of suspense where you think, oh shit, they gonna blow this door.
What's crazy? I've seen this before, not a lot, but I've seen this movie before. But in that moment, I'm just looking like, oh, this little Chinese nigga hold as fuck. It's over for him. He about to get blown the fuck up because he got his fucking hand stuck. Because goof ass nigga wanted to hop out of the fucking van, and when they was getting him back in the van, this nigga hand got fucked up in the fucking door.
What?
Are you saying you didn't understand what I was saying, or what?
I don't know what you just said.
The whole time that I'm watching them count down and his hand stuck, though I've seen this before, I've only seen it once. But as I'm watching this, it's the building of suspense is definitely working on me because I'm thinking the whole time, this nigga is hold like a motherfucker. It's over.
Right, exactly. That's what I was saying.
Just because of the bad events, the bad luck that happened with his arm getting fucked up in the first place.
Yeah, man. That's I guess we could chalk it up to comedy.
That's plot armor too, though. Like, because what are
I
they
would
saying?
say it's 50-50. I would
But I
say
guess it also works because they kind of mention that like the detonation from when they tried to black out the city or whatever, or when they did black out the city, that might also have something to do with why the batteries weren't working at the time. Which I don't know why that wouldn't have shut down the batteries in his pocket too. But that's what makes it plot armor. Because it's like, nigga, the batteries ain't dead. Like, fuck out of here. Y'all didn't. It's like, why do you have extra batteries on you? That's
Nobody ever has extra batteries on them for any fucking thing.
I don't know.
I think that's Trey. Yo, Trey.
I went out.
Yeah, for a second. You good now?
Disconnected from the Wi-Fi.
Nobody ever has extra batteries on them for anything.
Yeah,
but
come on. Like, why do he have extra fucking batteries? Like, cut it the fuck out, man.
But yeah, I think we've pretty much talked about every element of this movie.
I don't agree with you.
You
know who would have extra batteries?
Oh God, who?
Somebody that just planned a heist to rob 3 banks. Not even banks, like 3 bank vaults. But they go into one, but you just robbed 3 banks. Of course, you like plan to have extra batteries, bro. That is believable.
You mean to tell me they planned to have extra batteries, but they didn't look at that nigga wrapping his hand? Hold on, they didn't look at that nigga wrapping his hand with fucking toilet paper, damn near, or gauze, or whatever the fuck it was, and say, you're gonna be climbing on shit that has jagged edges. You probably shouldn't be using that hand, or at least not having fucking gauze on it. Nah, we should probably get you something better than that, like an actual brace.
Nah, nobody knew that he was gonna get it stuck, bro.
But they knew to get back. They knew to bring batteries.
Yes, I can control that. Yeah.
All right, bro.
Like batteries is very realistic for batteries to stop working. I'm gonna change these batteries, bro, so I can blow this door up.
A little bit more realistic when you think you nuked the fucking city. Yeah, electronic shit is supposed to stop working.
That nigga Trey sound like the batteries ain't working on it. That nigga don't got an extra pair.
That was perfect.
I do perfect sometime, bro. Thank you.
This nigga said, "Fuck out of here."
I do.
All right, I take that back, nigga.
Anything else, man?
Nah, I think we're good. I think this is probably one of the best breakdowns that we've done, as far as at least as far as a crash course.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
I can hear you before. You just sound like your batteries ain't working.
Yeah, I got in the car, so it's like I guess it's using. I don't know what the fuck it's doing to be.
Turn the put your phone on speakerphone and turn the Bluetooth off.
How the fuck you do that?
Turn the Bluetooth off.
Yeah, you press the Bluetooth button. What are you talking about?
You gotta. It's a button.
Either that or you change the battery, bro. Like you gotta pick one.
You gotta change the batteries on the Bluetooth.
Yeah, bro.
Can y'all hear me any better?
Nope.
You good. Just talk like that. You good.
Ass.
You good. Just talk like that.
All right, what about this? This should be better.
That's better.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Look, you turned the Bluetooth off?
Yeah, I turned the Bluetooth
off. I said that three sentences ago.
I didn't want to take your advice, nigga. Let me do what the fuck I want to do.
You were not playing for this, man.
Slim would have extra batteries. I believe it now.
But I mean, yeah, I think we did a pretty good breakdown of the movie. I think it just comes down to this last little part to say, like, you know, I guess for the people who are watching, how it works. How did they successfully get it all of it to go through? Anybody want to go through that?
Go ahead.
All right. So they put the plan in motion. Once they gather everybody up, they talk about everything that needs to happen. And ultimately, it's literally just execution from top to bottom by everybody. And of course, it has its hiccups. But the long story short is they got drivers, they got equipment, they got everything, bro. So what happens is they infiltrate the facility. They do recon work for a couple of weeks. I think they do like 2 weeks worth of recon. And they study the patterns of Terry. If y'all didn't remember, that's the antagonist. They study his patterns. They figure out who he knows, who he talks to, what he does, where he goes. They pretty much they dial him down to the T, which is another thing I really fuck with because it showed real diligence. Like it wasn't just like some lucky smash and grab shit. It was like, nah, nigga, we had a plan. We sat and talked about it. We got the crew. We got like the personnel. We figured out the exact day, and then we went and canvassed the area for weeks. You feel me? Like it wasn't just like a lucky stroke of the moment day. It's like, nigga, they knew exactly when and where to be at every moment, and who they needed to be around, who they needed to talk to. And then like literally had people on the inside. They were paying people who really didn't have nothing to do with it to add to it. Like they paid the little stripper bitch to chat him up and then take his badge so they can get access to one of the rooms. They had Frank apply for a transfer from wherever he was to Las Vegas so that he can be on the inside and everything like that. So yeah, they had
bouncer, whatever you call them.
Exactly. He had a bouncer working on the inside. So yeah, they the twins, they go in, they block the camera, get an unobstructed view, excuse me. Have them go in, and then like they creeping down the hallways, all type of shit. Find a way to get Saul to plant explosives in the vault for them. So Saul fakes these jewels, has Terry take the jewels to the vault himself. With those jewels is a little container that contains the little flexible dude that's going to end up planting them all in there. They get fucking vehicles. Oh, they have Bernie. That's another thing. Bernie Mac when persuaded the nigga out of the vans and shit. Like he had played that little scene. Like I don't think Steve Harvey could have done that. You know, I don't think Steve Harvey could have done that.
Yeah. Talking about when he nicely pressed the nigga about
nigga spoiled that nigga hand so bad. That nigga said I can do 18, 17, 5. So you do that for me? No. It's funny as fuck, man.
Bro, yeah, Bernie Mac is actually really, really good at just those little small parts. I always think back to his scene in Transformers where he's playing the car dealer. I always think back to that. That's one of my favorite scenes to see him in a movie.
Yeah, I thought he really nailed that shit, man. But so yeah, they get literally everything in motion, and then Danny goes in. He links with Tess. He gets caught sitting at the table with Tess by Terry. Terry pretty much bans him from the casino. So it's like, awesome. If y'all see him, get him the fuck out of here, shit. Which ruins what was supposed to be his role in the initial thing, because he was supposed to do what Matt Damon eventually does, Linus. So he was supposed to do what Linus eventually does. You said what?
I said, hold on, because that actually ends up being just a part of some rules that they was playing on Matt's.
Right. I'm gonna get to that.
My fault.
Well, you good, but yeah. So like he gets caught talking to Tess and gets banned from the casino. So which is another thing that I think makes the movie so clever. He didn't let nobody in on that. You know what I'm saying? So like, not only did he have a plan for the heist, he had a plan beyond that to even give his people a scare and thinking that he had fumbled the bag, when in actuality he was putting some more shit in place essentially behind their backs, which I feel like makes it even more believable that they didn't know about Tess. You feel me? So it's like, you've already showed your hand that you're not all the way here for us. And nigga, Rusty pressed him. He was like, man, if it come down to the money or Tess, nigga, who you gonna choose? And remember, Tess don't split 11 ways, nigga. You know, so like, I feel like with him,
I had a wild thought when he said that. I ain't gonna lie.
That was fucking crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But I mean, it really drove home the point that, you know, like, at least for the viewers, like, we believe that he might have been out of place, you know, or his motives might have been fucked up. So it did add to that element of believability on whether or not he was really there for, you know, the right shit. So, again, he got caught by Terry. Terry bans him, so now Linus has to step up, which I think was always to put Danny in a better position, but also give Linus the confidence to do that shit, and that's gonna bleed over into the next couple of movies y'all see. That's the Walmart door, my bad. Can y'all still hear me? It's loud as hell.
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
Yep.
But yeah. So again, everything is working in perfect order. Then what happens after this part? They get all the shit planted. They get through the double doors and shit. They pickpocket the code off of him by having Linus play a game, like a guy that's in there to inspect the casino, because they found out Frank was cheating. So they get Frank fake fired. You feel me?
Yeah. That scene was funny as fuck, nigga. Nigga Matt accidentally called Bernie color. And that nigga jumped up out his seat like he was gonna beat his ass. Oh damn, Trey just left.
Yeah. Keep going. Read. Pause.
Wow. All right. You remember that command shit you was talking about?
Take the lead would have been no better.
I think I would have been more receptive to take the lead and
Pause. Nigga want me to be submissive.
Submissive.
Yeah, I got gum in my mouth, bro. You fucking up the way I talk. I put gum in my mouth like 2 minutes ago, man.
Let me see. From the pickpocket of Terry, Matt's character act like he forgot something. He goes back, and that's when he starts his journey to get on the elevator to go to the other elevator shaft. He ends up meeting up George Clooney character, because at that point George Clooney's character got picked up by the little goons or whatever, and while they thinking they done bought some brute nigga in to beat up George Clooney character, it's actually one of George Clooney character's partners, where he just
his
paid
name
him
is Danny, bro.
All right, well, Danny. It's actually one of Danny's partners, where he just paid him to act like for 30 whole fucking minutes, act like he was beating up somebody in the fucking room.
Bro, that scene made me laugh for real though. When he was in there, he was in there making noises and
he said,
like, yeah, now get up. Shit, dude.
You had enough yet?
He in there punching his hand.
Bro, he just pressing a soundboard of fight noises, bro. Like
jumping up against the wall and stuff like that.
Tumbling around and shit.
Yeah, and the guards just sat out there the whole time.
Just like, yeah, we did our job. He's in there getting beat up. No, nigga, this nigga's in here doing dumb shit. But
and they would have walked in there, seen him bouncing off the wall.
I swear to God, nothing, bro. You mean to tell me that y'all are only paid to stand outside of this door and listen to this bullshit? Nobody thought to say, you know what? Let me go ahead and check and see, make sure this shit good.
I think for them, it was just don't let nobody in and don't let nobody out.
Yeah, nah.
Weak ass Walmart Wi-Fi. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we were just talking about the bullshit, the fake fight scene in the room where the guards are standing outside and this nigga.
Oh yeah,
Danny paid is just bullshit.
This shit was classic. I don't remember where I cut off exactly.
Start from where Danny meets up with dude in the elevator shaft.
Meets up with dude in the elevator shaft.
Matt Damon's character. I don't remember his name.
He pops out the chef and.
Oh yeah. Pretty much. Why did I forget that part happened? I'm like, I haven't seen this movie in so long. I'm literally reciting most of it off memory. But
that's kind of crazy.
I haven't seen this movie in at least a year by now. I don't think I watched it in the last year.
Well, if you remember, whenever we picked it,
pretty much
he's seen this like 40 times or some shit.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie ever. Like literally, it's number one. It's like my favorite movie of all time. So I know it well, but I just haven't seen it recently. Like,
gotcha.
But
I think this would be a cold little test. I definitely plan on having you do this again for the second movie to see if you can recite it just as well.
I believe it or not, I wasn't gonna watch them. I was gonna try and do that myself. So
that's
challenge accepted. But so yeah, he pops out because he, like, you thought we was gonna let you do it alone. He's like, I thought y'all trusted me. Not that much, bro. Let's get to it. But and this is what I think is cool. So they actually they meet up, they get to the elevator door, blah blah blah. They get everything working the way it's supposed to, because of course it does. It's a heist movie. Something's got to go right eventually. But here's what I thought was cool, right? So if you remember, they had the communications dude hack the 911 call, right?
Right.
So like they hacked the 911 call because they showed him a video of their vault. Oh, so he called them, right? So Rusty calls Terry and pretty much tell him like, hey, you're being robbed right now. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. We on your ass right now. He's like, no, you're not. I'm looking at the cameras right now. He's like, oh yeah, keep watching. So then they hack the camera and show him a video of them robbing the vault, but it's not them robbing the vault. It's them robbing the fake vault that they set up a couple weeks ago. But they're showing him that image so that he'll dispatch the security, call the police, and do all of that shit. Because now, with him thinking that the vault is being robbed, they think that the vault is being robbed. And then they show him the video of them robbing the fake vault. But it's not them robbing the vault. It's them robbing the fake vault that they set up a couple weeks ago. But they're showing him that image so that he'll dispatch the security, call the police, and do all of that shit. Because now, with him thinking that the vault is being robbed, he's going to start making a whole bunch of frantic moves. And that's where they really set him up for failure. Because when he calls the police, they reroute that call to themselves and have them pull up in a fucking FBI. That shit was gangster as fuck. And I think this is probably the most gangster shit that happened in the movie. When they told him that they were robbing him, he was like, hey, look, pay close attention. We are robbing you right now. But if you look, we're only taking about half of the money in here, right? The other half is yours to keep because you're going to let us keep our half. But we have attached dynamite to all of this shit. So if you try and stop us, we're going to blow up both of these motherfucking halves and nobody get nothing. Now, you want 80 million or you want 0? And that shit was so gangster to me because it's like, that's another thing that made it unique. It's like they play him into thinking that he had a choice when it turns out that what they were showing him wasn't even happening. So he called the police, let them in, all this other shit. And he sent those, remember them 2 vans I was talking about that Bernie Mac called his buddy out of? He set them up to be remote control vans, which is another fucking element in 2001, which is bananas to me. They had fucking remote control AI vans and shit. Yeah, shit was bananas. And he ended up sending them on a goose chase and he blew up those fucking bags. You feel me?
Right.
So then when he did that shit, it made Andy super mad. And now he even more off his square because he thought they blew up all his fucking money. You know what I'm saying? And that's when he went back and realized, wait a minute, we're not being robbed right now. What the fuck? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But it's too late because now that SWAT team is walking out of there with bags and shit. But it's them niggas who are really robbing the bank now. That shit was fucking crazy. That shit was so fucking gangster. So, I mean, the plot twist on that.
Then the scene with Danny asks him about letting Tess go
walk
get his
down
money
the
back.
hallway. Yeah, so after they successfully rob him and he realized how everything was shut down, Danny find Terry in one of the hallways in the back room, and he walk up to him. He's like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck. We got down on you, it is what it is. But I'll make you a deal. You got my bitch. If you give me my bitch, we'll give you your money."
But he ain't say it like that though.
Nah, he said it like, I know who.
He was like, I know somebody that'll know somebody.
Yeah.
He was like
denying it, but he did make like a little slick comment. Like,
what did he say?
I know what he said, bro. He was asking him like, well, "Did you have a part in this?" And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then whenever he told him he can go, he walked in the hallway and was like, "What's the matter, man? You got robbed or something?"
He said, "Nigga Terry walked down like, all right, bro, stop playing for real."
That nigga Terry's gonna kill that nigga. That nigga said, like, "What's the matter?" He's like, "What's the matter, Benedict? You get robbed?" He's like, "Hey, stop right there." Type shit.
And that's how you know somebody playing in your face, man. Like if they say
that's like crazy. He like, "Did you have a hand in this?" Like, have a hand in what? Like, nigga, you just had this nigga beating my ass for the last hour, like faking that shit like a motherfucker. That shit was so gangster. He faked that shit like that. He's like,
because Trey, in the back of my mind, like, how did you know I got robbed? You had something to do with this.
Yeah, bro. He's like,
I
was in the joint with a nigga. Anybody pull a job in Vegas, he know about it. He's like, man, get the fuck out.
And I thought you had a part in it anyway before you even said that comment.
I thought you had a part in it. I think, you know what? That might be the one time that he got hold on some shit because like the Terry I know wasn't gonna let him walk away after that. Like, nigga. I thought you was up to some bullshit anyway for even being here, and now I get robbed, and the first thing you say to me is, "What happened? You got robbed tonight?" Yeah, okay, bitch ass nigga. Some cool shit out. Don't even trip.
That's when he told him, he was like, "I know a guy." You know what I'm saying?
He's like, "I know a guy I was in a joint with, and like anything happened like that, he gonna be the first to know. I can give me 6 months. I'll get you your money." Like, man, get the fuck out.
He said, "Man, fuck out of here."
He said, Terry hip, it all goes into the next movie.
Yeah, man. So then ultimately it goes, so he pretty much like he telling that shit, he was like, "Hey, bro, but I want my bitch back, man. If I get you your money back, I need my bitch," type shit. He's like, "Would you trade her for the money?" He was like, "I'll take the money." But he had the concierge call Tess while she was in the hotel room and had the TV set to the camera that was directly over that conversation. So Tess heard Terry say that he'd take the money over having a relationship with her. So here he go in there after trying sweet talk and didn't know she heard that shit. She said, "Fuck you, then keep your money," type shit, and then walked off to the sunset with my mans and shit.
Look, she said some cold shit She said some cold shit because earlier in the what's it called? She tried to kiss him, and he was like, "Look, in my hotel, somebody's always watching."
Oh
And
yeah, that's a fact.
so whenever he
That shit
pulled
was so
up trying to
gangster.
sweet talk her and shit, he's like, "You should know, in your
No
hotel, somebody always watching."
That
Bitch
shit
ass
was so
nigga, I heard
gangster.
that fuck shit you said.
Hey man, she gotta understand 50 M's though. Like,
Said
Yeah, that
what,
shit
sir?
was crazy. What did you
you can
say?
next, I turned my car back on. Hold on, let me get back to my phone. Y'all can hear me?
Hell, go ahead.
Yeah, like, but it's like she gotta keep it a buck. Like, you can't think you worth 150 M's, bitch. I just lost 150 M's tonight. Like, I don't give a
Bro,
fuck
there's
about
bitches
you.
out there today that think
I
that.
give up any bitch I ever met for 150 million. My kids better hope I don't have to choose between them and 150 million. Like, you fucking crazy. Like, are we being honest about how much fucking money that is? Like,
Trey, you're
and
not
not
giving
just like
up
a
your
random
kids for
150 million.
bro.
You said what?
I said you're not giving up your kids for 150 million.
No,
I know my kids.
they just
gonna
better
be-
hope
they,
I don't have to make the choice because it's not gonna be like a.
It's not gonna be
I'm
easy.
gonna think about it.
They're gonna be upset about how long it's gonna take for me to answer.
But then
this
it's like, it's not one of them hypothetical situations where it's like, would you do this for 150? This is my 150 million. I didn't. It's not like stay the same or come up. It's lose 150 million.
Was yours.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like, you know, like the hypotheticals, it'd be like, hey, you can go from who you are now to a nigga with 150 million. Nigga, I'm losing, like actively losing 150 million. That's totally different, bro. Like, I don't fucking lose 150 million. I'm only worth 3. Now, granted, being worth 300 million is a lot, but that's half my motherfucking net worth in an hour, bitch. Like, yeah, I want my motherfucking money, bitch. You know how many U's I can get with 150 more million dollars?
Hey, Roots.
Yeah.
Would you trade your wife for $20,000?
20,000? Fuck no.
Yeah. Okay, so in this instance, like 20,000 to you is 150 to him. So
Let's see. I don't like that math.
well, I'm just going off Trey argument about your net worth. Like that's half your net worth.
Are you saying I'm worth $20,000? Because I can tell you. I'm
No, I
probably
said,
not.
yeah, and they can't even count. I don't know, Roots.
I don't think I'm worth 40. What are you talking about?
Count. Oh, you not? I
I
overestimated.
don't think so.
My
Shit. Nigga, you not worth 40 stacks. Nigga, what are you talking about?
Nigga don't know what I'm worth.
Just told you to your fucking face, you're not worth 40 stacks, nigga.
He said, pause.
But I mean, I guess I get the point, but I guess it did. It ultimately just mattered.
Hold on, Trey. How is it pause? How much you think I'm worth, Roots? How much
I just told you what you're not.
Exactly.
And you tried to guess what I am, and you figured that you overvalued me.
But you saying that I'm not something means that you have at least a number, like a threshold of where I am.
You certainly had a number. You told me the number. It was at least 40.
I did.
So which one of us is worse?
You.
Fuck out of here.
He said,
who was talking? Was it Trey?
He said it's business money. It's not insured. Casinos don't have insurance for robbery.
I don't know if it go up to that much. That's a lot of fucking money.
Augustine, making 40 stacks and being worth 40 stacks is not the same thing.
Not even close, actually.
Yeah. That's a completely different concept. But who was talking before that gay shit?
He was asking about that insurance. I don't know.
Yeah, but is that a fact though? Like what he's saying?
What, the insurance?
Insured?
About casinos don't have insurance for robbery. Probably
no, he's asking.
$150 million.
He was asking, but I don't know. I would assume that
they should.
I mean, yeah, but I think there's even a well, I'm not gonna spoil that because that is actually answered in the next movie. Whether or not that money is insured is actually 100% answered in the beginning of the next movie.
I don't remember that next movie. I remember some of it, man.
You remember it being ass, apparently.
I remember specific parts of it for sure.
I'm about to say, spoiler alert, he's pissed. If he didn't find out at the end of 11, he definitely knows now, nigga. That nigga finna press the fuck out of niggas, actually.
Hey, so this entire cast took a pay cut for this movie. Obviously, like it makes sense because it was so many big name actors and actresses in this.
I think it's worth it. I think it's also worth it that it was able to delve into two more movies. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He said, if I can make 100 stacks a year, every year, like 10 years straight, you're not worth at least 100 stacks. No, because what if you make 100 stacks every year and you spend 101 every year? I mean, you got a negative net worth.
I'm about to say net worth is accumulation of your assets, liquid, and things that you own, possess, and have the ability to sell or grow.
Yeah.
So, like, if you made 100,000 from your job every year, but like your rent is 60,000 a
more than
year,
that.
you know what I'm saying? Or even if it's not, like it's 60,000 a year just on rent, the most you would have in your pocket is 40,000. That don't include what you spend on food, gas, clothes, necessities, things like that. So it's like you could make $100,000 a year, and if you did that for 10 years, you would have made $1 million. But if your net worth anywhere near that, absolutely not, because you don't have that to access, and you don't have like you can't do anything with it. Like you can say I've made $1 million, but like you don't have access to $1 million or even access to that 100,000 unless you manage to save $10,000 each year without touching it and letting it grow. Then yeah, you have, you know what I'm saying? Or you bought something that is worth that and has appreciated over time, or it is at least worth something that could be sold and is accessible to your name only.
Yeah.
But no, like the money you make and the money you're worth are two very, very, very different numbers.
Well,
Which is
speaking of
a lot of the time why celebrities be so offended by their net worth, because they know they have more money than that,
right,
but they're not worth that. Like nigga, like your net worth 10 million. Like nigga, I made 10 million last year. Yeah, but you're not
I got
worth that,
that.
nigga. You
I got that
spent
in my
7
account
million
right
last year, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a Bugatti, nigga. That's
He
a
said-
$2 million car. You think you worth what you made? It's
He
funny
said
as
it makes sense, but you could also have saved or flipped it and be worth more.
Very much so. But I mean, just at the base of your argument of if I made that, would not be worth that. No, it's like I don't know what you do with your money, but you would have to in turn do what you just said. Save it, flipped it, done something to make that money appreciate or have some type of value beyond income. You know what I mean? So it's like that's where your net worth comes from. That's where your estate comes from. It's the ability to have your money appreciate over time or at least maintain its value after it's been taken account from just being income.
Well, speaking of amounts of money, anybody want to guess, just a random guess without looking, how much this made in box office?
What was the budget?
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
look up the budget,
say
but guess the box. Oh, are you saying that that's gonna factor into your answer?
No, because I know it made a lot more than whatever
Ooh.
the budget was.
Okay.
I just want to know what the budget was. They used the actual like casino and shit. The casino let them use like a lot of their shit in there.
I got budget and box office. Okay.
I would guess 350.
What's your guess? Or do you want the budget first and then you guess?
No, I don't have a guess. You can just go ahead.
All right, so I'll go ahead and give you the budget. The budget was 85 million.
Okay.
Trey, you was 150 million short. They made 400. They made 450 million off this movie. 0.7. 450 million. 0.7.
You can't count.
Funny ass math you doing.
Wait, what did he say? I thought he said
350.
Yeah, and I said you were 100 short.
You said 150 short.
Yeah, my fault.
So they made 450. Okay, I mean I'm off 100 million, but I mean
that's not a huge gap, honestly. Like that's quite a lot.
That's pretty successful too, because what that means, the movie quadrupled the budget essentially.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, I think that's a success.
Well, more than quadruple, huh? If they
that's
what
like,
it cost,
like
85?
right on the nose, right? Because 85 times 4 is what, 340?
Yeah, how much you said? 4 something?
450. You're right. I'm thinking 350.
450.
My fault. Yeah, so that's like shit, six times.
It's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
And we haven't watched the second movie yet. Spoiler alert, but that's why I said in the little preview that we did with the tournament, I think the second movie was made as a cash grab. And I'll dive into that more when we get into it. But because we just talked about what the movie made, I think it was one of those instances where we got to capitalize off this type shit.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I think that's what the last 4 Fast and Furious were, especially the one.
Oh, for
Paul
sure.
Walker
They should have been stopped that.
Yeah, I feel like that was literally oh my God, we just lost the biggest character in the history of the franchise. Let's make another one as a tribute. Like, nigga,
Yeah.
that was something. Like
Trash.
Wiz Khalifa's "See You Again," which was
Oh
essentially
my
a tribute
goodness,
to
that
Paul
song
Walker.
good.
That is the if there's a send off for a franchise,
That song
that's
blew up,
it.
boy.
They
But
did
not-
that shit at
listen,
the
bro.
finals. They did that shit at the Super Bowl. They did that shit every fucking where that year.
When I tell you that if you look up like the most viewed YouTube videos of all time, it's a bunch of white people, a bunch of kids shit, and Wiz Khalifa "See You Again." It's like that shit. It got to 1 billion. Like nigga, billion view videos weren't even a thing back then. Like I think Gundam Style and fucking I can't even think of what the other one was. There were like 2 billion view videos ever. Maybe "Hello" by Adele, I want to say. But like after that, there was nothing. Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, Demi Lovato, but no fucking body. This nigga Wiz Khalifa got 1 billion view video on YouTube. Bro, I'm trying to tell you that shit was the
that is the most jackpot shit I've ever fucking heard of.
far and
The song was fire.
away, my nigga. It is fire, but I think it was gas though because of that shit. And
Well,
I hate
yeah,
to
it
say
was
that.
definitely gas, bro. It got the death boost, bro. I was just talking about this shit with my partner. How Death Boost is equivalent to like Super Saiyan 3, maybe even God like Super Saiyan power.
Yeah, you're underestimating.
Depending on the right person.
Nigga, I ain't gonna hold you. I never heard a Juice WRLD song in my motherfucking life, and I've heard even fewer XXX Tentacion songs. Them niggas became billion stream niggas right after that. I'm like, God damn, nigga, you die and become that motherfucking nigga. Like that shit's crazy. But yeah, I mean, we can get to final thoughts and recap. I mean, and you know, whatever. We have been on this for quite some time. I did not expect this to be a 2-hour thing.
Me either, man.
3 of us. I mean, it's been good though. It's actually been fairly productive as far as getting through the movie, but it was like kind of just goofing off a little bit.
Shit over with, nigga.
Yeah,
but go ahead, man. I
spent 25 minutes shitting on Don Cheadle. So.
This gonna be quality on the review.
I wasn't shitting on him.
I wasn't intentionally shitting on him. I was keeping it a buck with his ass. Like, you wasn't that nigga, bro. And if we call a spade, you still not in comparison.
You got OG Trey, or you got Rhodey in the fight.
Who was Rhodey?
Yeah, I bet.
Wow.
Who the fuck is that? Who you got? You got OG Trey or Rhodey?
That's his. That's War Machine, bro. That's from.
Oh, who the fuck is Rhodey?
That's James Rhodes. I know James Rhodes.
Now you take off that suit, I'll beat the shit out of him.
Hey, you might hold on. Does he have a suit, or is it him now with like fucked up?
Hey, plot twist. I was talking about Terrence Howard.
Plot twist. Yeah, I got Trey.
Oh, I got Terrence Howard.
He didn't even touch the suit. He looked at it and said, "Maybe next time."
Like he
decided
he was way
Empire than
way tougher than
Iron Man movie.
He was way tougher than Don Cheadle was.
He didn't do shit that whole movie.
He got on the park, yeah.
You gotta keep shit a buck with Don Cheadle, man. He one of them niggas, but in that cast, he is not that nigga. Bro.
He's nobody in that cast.
He's a fucking. He's seventh at best.
Nobody in Marvel.
He got replaced by the Skrulls.
Facts.
He actually
real Don Cheadle for 5 minutes.
Shit. I'm gonna keep it a buck. He kind of ain't shit.
Let's stop talking about Don Cheadle, man. He's a great guy. He had a great career. Let's stop.
Imagine you listening to
like you dick sucking right
like
now.
These random ass niggas.
Niggas said I'm dick sucking because I said he had a great career. Like, what do you want me to say? The nigga had a failed career.
I didn't say failed. I'm saying great.
He had a great career, Roots. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Man, he's like 8th place in that cast.
It's Don Cheadle.
Only 11 of them. Kind of ass.
Yeah, but this like it was a stacked cast, bro. You put him in most movies like in 2020, 2024, like he's Don Cheadle. Like he get that top spot now.
Yeah, he's Don Cheadle.
Do we know? Because what the fuck?
20 years later,
he's Don Cheadle alongside of LeBron James in his second movie or some shit.
But this is what I'm saying. Like Don Cheadle in 2020 will get top billing over a lot of people in these movies that's coming up.
I ain't gonna lie,
is he a lead role in any of them?
Yes, he's been lead roles. What are you talking about?
Somebody
just mentioned Hotel Rwanda earlier.
That was
you said in 2020, nigga. Don't go back on
Okay,
your
all I'm
argument.
saying is if
In
they make an
2020,
14
for sure
and
they
they
can
got to
make
credit
Don
niggas in
Cheadle
order,
lead
he's in
movies.
the very same spot.
I wouldn't watch
and
it. If they would
and
make it.
have they and see, look, you just said you're not even watching the shit that he gonna lead in.
I'm not no Don Cheadle fan, bro. I'm just saying what
It
he
sounds
can
like
do.
you are.
Why? Because I speak objectively.
Don Cheadle kind of ass. Is all I'm
Objectively.
saying. I don't really want to beef about it, but he kind of
You
ass.
said what?
Said Don Cheadle kind of ass. I don't really want to beef about it, but he is.
He might be, but he still got a great career.
100%. But I mean,
I'm
just
not a
all
big
things
fan of him.
considered, and by all things I mean competition wise, he kind of ass. But I mean, aside from that, he's pretty clean.
I don't like well, that's unrelated, but I think Ben Affleck is overrated. I'm not a fan of that nigga like that.
Ben Affleck is overrated.
I think so.
Casey, I like Casey more than Ben. Pause if necessary.
Shout out Casey being in this movie, man. He said you ain't believe the Don was from overseas. Nah, that was ass. His accent was ass.
No, that accent was shit. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit was terrible.
And apparently he like was in London, like out there trying to like learn that shit was ass.
No way he went overseas to learn that.
And came back with that shit though. Like that might be further proof that he ass, because like them niggas with them British accents be gotta sound American and shit. Them niggas sound American as fuck. Like Idris Elba sound American as a motherfucker when he be acting. Like
we
No, he
mentioned
don't
Rush
even
Hour.
method act it. He don't even method act right, bro. Like nigga went overseas and everything, came back with a bullshit accent.
That's why he didn't get his name up there.
He never will either. I swear to God, they make another one with the same cast. Even with the niggas that's dead, he still don't get up there.
Even with the niggas is dead, it's crazy.
You make a Matt Damon, George Clooney, Brad Pitt movie, Julia Roberts.
Nah, Brad Pitt, man. Brad Pitt. Matter of fact,
how many times
I think in 2024, Brad Pitt is the top billing out of all of them. If we talk about all of them,
yeah, for sure. Matt Damon right behind him.
Even above George Clooney, man.
I agree. I still got George Clooney ahead of Don Cheadle.
Yeah, I was about to say the top pause switches up a little bit, but the bottom pause stays the same.
It's Brad Pitt one, Matt Damon two.
Augustine mentioned Fresh Prince of Don Cheadle. That was one episode. I talked about it earlier.
He is ass.
He was Ice Tray.
Fucking cheeks.
He was Ice Tray in that episode.
Matt Damon and Brad Pitt are 1 and 2, and Julia Roberts is 3. George Clooney is probably 4.
And that's only because he old.
And Bernie Mac been dead for 16 years, and he still.
They can have a Bernie Mac hologram, and it's gonna be higher on the DVD case than Don Cheadle.
16 years ago is more successful than Don Cheadle right now.
Don Cheadle would be top 3. Well,
and what?
No, he'll be top 4 in Logan Lucky.
That's ass. Who the fuck is in Logan Lucky?
Channing Tatum.
Gas.
Adam Driver.
Gas.
Daniel Craig.
Hey, he kind of cooked.
And he probably right there. Who is Kate Winslet? I know she in it. Who is she?
Oh, Kate Winslet got
I know
everybody
her name.
you beat.
I know her name. What's she in?
I don't know, but she
the
famous.
Titanic.
Hell yeah, that's the bitch from the Titanic. I think.
Is it?
Ain't no way you got.
She was in. Oh, that's the
Don
girl from
Cheadle
Eternal
in the same
Sunshine.
running as the bitch with the Titanic.
Yeah, that is her.
I'm saying like, there's no way you got Don Cheadle like lining up good next to that.
Nah, Don Cheadle, he could be around there, bro.
He can be.
He cooked. I ain't gonna cap.
He could be around there. Titanic was fire, but then she played that little blue hair bitch in that movie with Jim Carrey.
I'll tell you what, I'd rather watch her hold the fuck.
Actually, Kate Winslet in Avatar and Divergent.
Bro, I much rather watch her hold the fuck out of Jack on a fucking floating door than watch Don Cheadle fake this accent again.
I ain't gonna hold you. The more I think about this,
was Don Cheadle ass?
He ass.
I wouldn't say he was ass in this movie, but that accent was.
He actually wild clever.
I'll say this.
Really fucked with him being as clever as.
I'll say this, Trey and Roots. So y'all didn't see the Italian Job?
I know. You chose that on the show.
Yeah, but I don't think either one of y'all was there. You was there, Roots?
I was definitely there. Yeah.
Okay, you was there then. Trey, you wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Most Def pretty much played this same exact role as Don Cheadle.
Except he got one ear. Yes.
And
I've been thinking about that this whole time.
I think Don Cheadle was better than Most Def.
You
don't think so?
Don Cheadle should be.
I don't know. I feel like they might be the same nigga. Like they're both, bro. Listen,
I'm just making a point, Trey.
they're both one of the token niggas. I want to say.
I don't think Mos
Def
Def
is the
is like
only
that
nigga
at
in
all.
that whole movie.
Mos Def is not like that at all.
Mos Def is a rapper from the 90s. Of course, he's not like that.
Okay, I'm just making a point. But Trey, watch the Italian Job, man. You'll love it.
Man, it's a fucking caterpillar or something. That shit crazy.
This nigga's crazy. Let's get out of here, man.
Man, thing look crazy. Big black ass caterpillar outside.
I got some trivia before we close it out.
Yeah, shoot. Let me see if I can answer everything.
I mean, not trivia like that.
Oh.
Well,
Oh,
ask it in that way and see if you can get it.
Okay. Well, let me ask.
Why did
that
you
way.
turn into a game show host? What the fuck was that?
Okay.
Who was
Fucking
the part
Steve
of
Harvey?
who was the top one answer on the board? Who was initially meant for the role of Linus?
I don't have the slightest
Exactly. Like, why am I doing it this way?
I don't know. It might have been something.
Nobody asked
know
you
it's
to
gonna be
turn
questions
into-
about
You
it
did tell me
didn't
to
happen.
do it that way, Roots.
Nigga got
I didn't
questions
tell you
about
to
shit that
come
didn't happen.
fucking
What am I
off.
supposed to do?
Yeah, he told me to
I
like.
didn't tell you to. I didn't tell you to be Eric
Said
St.
accent in
John,
the
bro. I don't
form
want to
of
hear
a
that.
question, bro.
Nigga turned into Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I
All
didn't say
right, man.
that.
Let me get back to what I was gonna do originally. Niggas trying to switch things up, man. Stop it.
And you did it.
Y'all
Look
hear
at you
me?
following directions.
So originally, the part of Linus, which Matt Damon played, it was meant for Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg turned it down because he did Planet of the Apes that same year,
Ugh.
which everybody hates that Planet of the Apes.
Bad move, buddy.
They hate that.
Dumbass nigga.
But I can never call actors dumb when they do that type of stuff, bro, because you don't know. Like they didn't know what neither of them movies was gonna be going
I'm
forward.
gonna call him dumb, and I'm gonna call Terrence Howard dumb because he let Don Cheadle replace him.
He didn't he wanted more money.
He's an idiot. He could have got more money on the
More money?
third movie.
I don't know if I agree with anything you said in the last.
I
5 minutes.
honestly believe that he probably would have got paid more, and I maybe might believe that he might have did a better job.
But
Not to
it's
say that Don Cheadle was bad at that role, but I think Terrence Howard at that point had more of the top level acting experience, or
he
at
did.
least
But
regarded,
even with what you're saying, Roots, it's the same point as where, like because people can't predict the future, you can sign on for a movie or not sign on for a movie, but you don't know what that movie is going to do going forward.
Gotcha.
So the same with
like
Terrence
Sigourney
Howard.
Weaver had no idea that Resurrection was going to be terrible. Gotcha.
Who?
Sigourney Weaver.
Well, people don't think it's terrible in the comments. So
Fuck them comments, Slim. I don't give a fuck about the comments.
Give
I
your
watch the
opinion.
movie.
You can't give your opinion as a fact and then say
If you can give your opinion as a fact as Ocean's 12 is ass, then I can say the Resurrection.
No, you're missing my point. That's not what I said. I said you can't give your opinion as a fact and then take somebody else's opinion and say fuck their opinion. Y'all got opposite opinions. Why?
Ocean's 12.
No,
Trey,
I didn't.
the whole last 15 minutes of the fucking tourney is Trey trying to explain to you why
Trey
you
also
can't do
said,
that.
no, Trey also said he don't think it's as good as the rest. So I don't understand what you're talking about. This is not the same thing. That means me and Trey were on similar sides. I'm talking about you and your opinion versus the commenters. Like
I don't give a fuck about a bunch
shut
of
up. Like, that doesn't
in
matter.
their 40s and 50s ranting and raving about a movie that came out in the 90s that was a reboot of a reboot of with a fucking clone that ended up being 7 foot that was dunking basketball.
The point is, it seems like it's not a universal opinion, Roots. So you can't say this Sigourney Weaver not know, like, because some people like the movie, man. That's what it sounds like.
You didn't know that shit was gonna be ass, like I said.
You never know. That's the thing. You never know. They can't see into the future, man. So it's the same with Will Smith. Will Smith turned down The Matrix to make Wild Wild West. Like, he didn't know. He didn't know. This is the thing. But Trey, you get what I'm saying, right?
Look at the exchange, though, bro. Like, look at the exchange.
But Roots, what I'm saying is, in 1990, whatever, you don't know that The Matrix is going to be a staple in the culture.
I understand
before they make it, you don't know this.
I understand completely what you're saying.
Yeah.
As they can look back on it and say, maybe couldn't have did that. I can look and see both of the movies and how they stand up next to each other and say, I've only ever seen Wild Wild West on USA late at night, and I see Matrix every fucking where.
I agree with you on that perspective. I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna say they dumb for doing it because niggas.
Also, they did 4 Matrices, and even though the fourth one was terrible, the third and second both did way better than Wild Wild West. And I like Wild Wild West, but it's still a bad exchange.
I don't understand. Like, I'm talking about like pre-movie coming out in box office sales, and
I completely understand.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about.
You can't determine that a car is going to shut down on you as soon as you leave the lot with it,
exactly.
But you still took that chance. And
I'm not going to call you dumb. Bullshit. But I'm not going to call you dumb for taking the car off the lot. You didn't know.
Maybe you should do a little bit more research.
That's crazy.
Bruce, you're not making no sense, man. Let's keep going.
Hold on. Wild Wild West was a hit before the. Hold on. What did he say? Wild Wild West was a hit before the Matrix. Was Will Smith was
Wild Wild West
stepping back then?
Huh? Oh, he talking about the music. You talking about the song? The song.
He has to be talking about the song. That's the only hit about this fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. So, Mark Wahlberg, Trey, you said you could see him as I think I can too. He should have. I wish he would have did this one for sure. Because they don't even count his Planet of the Apes no more. So no reason.
Even in the 80s shit leading up to it, it's not even the cap for that.
So Johnny Depp was also considered for Linus.
Fire.
For the two brothers, they considered Luke and Owen. I said Luke and Wilson. Luke and Owen Wilson, the brothers.
I think I would have liked that better than them. Not to say that they did a bad job. It's just I'm more familiar with them two. That, and I don't know that I've seen them in a movie together.
Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson?
Yeah. I can't, off the top of my head, I cannot think of a movie that they're in together.
I don't know. I'm not the expert on them two niggas. And also the Coen brothers, you know, the director niggas.
Yeah.
They was also considered for the roles too. I don't know if I've ever seen them in anything.
I don't know what they look like. I just know who they are.
The Coen brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Willis was originally cast to play Danny. I mean, Bruce Willis is a great actor, man. I think he could have pulled some shit out like this.
He's a great actor, but George Clooney, pause if necessary, has a certain how I put it, a certain sweetness, a certain pause on that if necessary again, but like a certain elegance to his swag.
Sweet.
You wanted to say charm, bro. Just say it.
No, that's not what I wanted to say. I said he has a certain elegance to his swag whenever he does.
Elegance.
It's called charm, bro.
He called.
You can be a bitch and call him charming. I'm not gonna do that, nigga. What the fuck?
It's just a word, bro. It's called charm. Like it's a real.
You call him charming then.
It's a real thing, bro. It's called charm.
Yeah, okay, call him charming.
Go ahead, Trey. What you said?
Hey, I don't want to talk.
Why'd you go to me?
What you think about Bruce Willis being cast as Danny originally?
Bruce Willis as Danny? No, I don't like it.
I think he could have did it. I don't think he would have been as like what Bruce would say, charismatic. Charismatic is a word. I don't think he would have been as charismatic in this role as George Clooney.
Well, I was about to say something like that. I'm glad you said that because mine sounded gayer, but that was what I meant.
What was the word you was going to say?
I was about to say he too ugly. Like that's kind of the straightforward way I was going to say.
So George Clooney cute enough?
He handsome as hell, bro. Like honestly. So I was like, I couldn't think of like the non-gay way.
I had a girl tell me that earlier, bro. Why are you saying that about him?
Yeah, like George Clooney. Like, but that's the thing though. Like, that's why the charm is there. Like, charm is secondary to being handsome.
Charm works, yeah.
Yeah, like you can't be charming and ugly. Like nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy. You can be charismatic, Trey.
You can be charismatic, but you cannot be charming and ugly. Like, nobody lets you do both.
And it goes pause. It goes both ways. The same way I wouldn't want to see Bruce Willis in
fade, bro. You could
I
not
wouldn't
be
want to see
charming
George
and
Clooney
ugly.
in Die Hard. Like that wouldn't make sense to me.
I saw George Clooney in a movie that was trash to me, boy. It was so boring. It was called. It's just so ass. I can't remember the name. It's called. He was a fixer. That's what he was.
A fixer?
Yeah, that was the name of what he was.
So like he clean up bodies? Like
Fuck
he make
no,
bodies
it
disappear?
wasn't nothing that cool. It should have been.
That's usually what a fixer is. They make bodies disappear.
Hell nah. That nigga did not do that. What? And he didn't do anything that whole movie, damn near.
He's a fucking mechanic? Like what the fuck?
No, bro, he didn't do nothing cool like that.
They just gave him the title.
I call the mechanic cool.
Shit
Like,
cold.
no, he didn't do nothing like that.
That's ass.
What's the name of that movie? Michael. It's called Michael. He got a last name.
A lot of niggas that fit that criteria.
George Clooney. Let me look up his name. Man.
Jackson, Jordan, Tyson, Phelps.
You think
Guy
George Clooney
White,
gonna play
Fox.
Michael Jackson?
Michael Clayton.
Yeah, Michael Clayton. Exactly. That shit is ass. But for some reason, they got like people like it, but it's trash to me.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm looking at the thumbnails for this shit. I don't know why you watched this fucking movie.
I think I had heard about it.
Yeah, you need to stop doing that.
I think he watched like Faggots in Space once. I can't put nothing past
It was gay niggers, bro, from outer space.
That's one.
You said it was called what?
Gay niggers from outer space.
He thought that was better. Trey.
I couldn't remember what it was, but I
It's
knew it
accurate.
was faggots.
What do you
for
mean
sure.
better? It's accurate.
Hey,
So
listen,
it
bro,
wasn't.
you
So they didn't
corrected
use
him.
the word faggot. Is basically what the point is. Which they
They
might
use
use.
the word niggers.
That's true, by the way.
Well, so they use niggas. So if they can use niggas, they might as well have just gone with faggot. I don't really see too much difference at that point.
All right. And that's pretty much it. And then the last thing is that the director, he wanted to shoot the movie in black and white originally.
Oh,
Trash.
I think that would have been
Not wanna
trash
see this
too.
in black and white.
But Warner Brothers said he can only do that if they reduce like the budget, like the cost. So that's why they didn't do it in black and white. But
Hey,
I
what?
think that would have been ass too.
They had to pay less money to shoot it in black and white.
Yeah,
They
maybe
just
that.
spent the money that they saved on something else.
No, I get it. Like I kind of get it. Like, okay, if we're gonna do this in black and white, then we don't need none of this fancy stuff that's gonna look good in color. You know what I'm saying? I kind of get that. Like, she's not gonna wear no clean dress. This dress is not gonna be fire.
This dress about to be black as hell. That's
She's
it.
gonna wear a
we
plain
spending too
black
much money
dress.
for this shit to come out black and white, nigga. I can do a black and white movie for $50 million less. So shit.
Exactly. So I get it. Like, yeah, we finna cut some of these costs if it's gonna be black and white.
I respect it.
And if they cut the budget, that mean they cut niggas'
You're
paychecks.
not
too.
getting no real poker chips. They all one color.
Right. Matter of fact, let's get out this casino altogether since you want to build one so bad.
We'll do a heist in the desert, goddammit, since you want to fucking black and white so fucking bad, you fucking
hilarious.
genius.
That shit is classic. Like, hey, nah,
Good in
I'm
black.
doing that.
I don't really like black and white movies that much.
I don't either. So
I can't think of one that I've watched that I was like, this is fine.
Maybe The Lighthouse would have been better if it wasn't in black and white.
It still had gay shit, bro.
No, it did not. Y'all made that up.
I saw gay shit.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
man,
Y'all niggas is crazy.
horse dick. Man, that is crazy. I can't get over it. That shit's so crazy. Because I was
You
thinking
just
about like
called
you said
a
they had
nigga-
gay shit in it, and then I was gonna
You
make
just
a man.
called a
ass
nigga
joke.
cute as hell like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but that's nowhere
He
near
called
the
him
horse
handsome
dick
as hell.
nigga. It's not even halfway.
Yeah, it's not as bad.
It's not even in the same conversation as the horse dick. nigga.
Because
It's
Trey
not-
just complimenting that man looks and you complimenting something else.
yeah, like you sound like appeased by. I don't
Astounding.
know, but calling a nigga the horse dick nigga is as barbaric as it could possibly get. I just don't think it's close.
It's a wild nickname.
Well, let's not forget that you originated leg, dick, and ass.
I originated what?
That's what KTL say. Yeah, KTL say that.
Yeah, KTL said
He said you originated that. He got framed for it, but he said you said it first.
Wait, what's the phrase?
LDA.
Yeah.
LDA.
Oh yeah, that's definitely me. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, yo,
I definitely
you.
said that before anybody. Like, I don't know how the fuck he took the fall for that. I 1,000%.
Hey, look, he was the easy mark.
Hey, but that's
It's because
but that's why
I'll
he
tell you
couldn't
what it
believe
was.
me when
Stop
I
going around
told him
repeating
I
shit.
didn't say that shit, because I admit when I do shit like that. I am 1,000% guilty of that. But
What that was I was there for it. Nobody heard Trey say it, but then KTL said it, and we heard
like,
him say
legs,
it.
dick, and ass. I was like, yeah, you.
That's
cooked.
all he is.
That's because he always loud. Like, he always trying to be loud.
always
And he
loud.
exposed himself.
Hey, that's what he get for stealing shit, huh?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, he definitely.
stole the
Yeah,
wrong
he.
thing.
Yeah,
Why would he steal that? Yeah.
no, it's in his nature. He heard something. He heard something. He wanted to be the first one to say it. Didn't realize he was saying
gay and he
legs, dick,
couldn't
and
help
ass.
it. That's what he do.
Stupid ass.
Still,
But no, like, none of that compares to saying you the horse dick nigga, though. That is absolutely, that's 1A. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. That is as fucking foul as it gets. Like, that's such a supreme thing to say. Like, oh,
hey Trey,
God.
and one day him and Art was arguing with KTL. No, him and KTL was arguing, and he told KTL, "You got your forearm down Art pants."
I'm not really sure. Like,
it was like right after that. You know, he said that horse thing to Art.
Yeah, that shit.
So KTL, he got
his elbow in Art jeans.
And I think KTL said, "No, you got your hand down Art pants." I think that's what y'all was arguing about that.
That nigga Art got niggas in here.
Yeah, but Art brought up on himself the first time he flirted with KTL on that X episode.
He definitely flirted with that nigga, man. He said some positive ass shit.
He said, "You gonna look some good. You gonna look
he
good."
Thought that nigga gonna look good when he old type shit. He told that nigga KTL he aging like fine wine.
hey, you know who else says that? Aunties, when they talking about their little nephew and shit. Like, you gonna look good when you older. You gonna have all the girls chasing after you. That's what the fuck Art did to KTL.
Why are we still recording this episode, man? Can we wrap this shit up? Like, what the fuck is going on, man? This is the most belligerent shit ever. Get this shit over with, bro. I volunteered to move towards the ratings 30
they
minutes
learn
ago.
more about the real rap coalition every day, man.
This shit, you niggas are disgusting.
Learned a lot about some of these members.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You niggas are fucking disgusting.
Let's give you our ratings, man. 8.5.
Oh shit.
I don't think I paid attention to it as intently as I did the first time, but still enjoyable from what I was watching. So 8.5.
10.
So I started off watching this whole at like 12 o'clock at night, and I was already tired. But I said, "Fuck it, I'm staying awake to finish this fucking movie." Like, I left my wife behind; she fell asleep. I was like, "I'm watching this fucking movie," because that shit was fire as fuck to me.
Well, I got it. That's a barbaric thing to say, and I don't think it's the last time you're gonna say something like that.
What did he say?
That he left his wife behind. It's just like I don't know.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
Maybe
I can see how fucked up that sounds. What's wrong with you?
I don't see it.
Well, after being accused of being the man ass nigga, you can't also leave your wife behind.
None of that together. So
you can't have
did
both
what Buddy did on Strange Thing About the Johnsons.
What happened with that?
I see you at home. I'm gonna stay here.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna stay here and help clean up.
It is.
That's just so crazy. That's the most disgusting shit ever.
And this is what we chose to use as our record-breaking duration for a fucking podcast. We are officially about 10 minutes past our longest show.
I don't know if I believe you, bro.
But either way, 204.
Why the fuck are we in here this long?
I don't believe.
Hey, it's time to go. It's time to go.
I guess pulled out of here.
Look. 8.5, 9, 10. We're done.
All right, man. Final score is a 9.1. Lit.
Fire. At some point, next week? Y'all cool with next week?
Thursday.
I'm not doing this shit no more.
Thursday.
This shit is filthy.
Thursday, Roots.
Thursday. This coming Thursday, we're gonna go ahead and go to Ocean's 12, bro. We appreciate y'all pulling up. We actually got a spike up to 6 people at one point. So that was dope.
Music Roots.
That's not
Stop.
accurate, but it was only 4 people. I was 2 of them, Pujols and and Augustine was 2. So I don't know what the other 2 are.
Hey, the number says 6, bro.
How can you be 2 if you're here too?
I got different devices that I be.
Why would you be in here on your other device?
For shit.
Yeah,
Like
I'm a yeah.
Why not though? Like, I can't think of one good reason not to do that shit like that.
That's
Hey, you fucking my views. Why are you like questioning that?
I'm 4 of our subscribers too. You got a problem with that?
Yeah.
Clearly he does.
Yeah, inflated ass numbers, man.
So
That don't help us at all because you don't watch on any account.
that's also correct.
You
But
don't
I
watch
don't
on
understand the
any
issue.
device.
Neither do 60% of the niggas that subscribe.
Exactly.
Nigga, try 97%.
Hey, you add to that demographic.
I am the demographic, if we're being honest.